Vision has never been more relevant as manufacturers, facing unprecedented levels of competition and customer demand, seek to develop greener product portfolios. Today, we have a truly global mindset and presence. We are proud of our Indian heritage, but we're even prouder of our proximity to our customers in different parts of the world. Bringing a complex modern vehicle to market involves substantial financial investments and many decisions made by hundreds of people across multiple supply chains. But we have what it takes to help our customers deliver competitive products. From benchmarking, conceptualization, detailed design and engineering, testing, validation, and manufacturing support through to product launch and subsequent management of the customer journey, we leverage our product engineering and digital transformation solutions to help manufacturers around the world succeed at every stage of this product value chain. We've been building long-standing strategic relationships with automotive manufacturers for more than 25 years. Today, we are accelerating their EV strategies using turnkey product development solutions to take a concept right through to a product. And we work with leading aerospace companies as they seek to meet customer demand and boost their capacity. Examples of our successful collaboration with manufacturers include when we helped Tata Motors to convert their existing internal combustion engine vehicles into electric vehicles, delivering the design, packaging, and integration of EV components. When we engineered a hybrid vehicle for a leading Swedish premium car manufacturer through turnkey program delivery and full system integration. When we helped a Southeast Asian EV company to develop a connected car with a firmware over-the-air solution and launch it in local and global markets within a short timeline. When we collaborated with a global automotive Tier 1 supplier to migrate a large, multi-application product data system to cloud. And when we helped a global aerospace solution provider to realize passenger-to-freight conversion and extend the economic life of the aircraft. The manufacturers we work with are on a journey to become next-generation businesses committed to securing the planet's future. That's why we're investing in the engineers of the future through our upskilling and reskilling initiatives. And we are committed to our vision of engineering a better world for our customers, for our engineers, and for our investors. Let's engineer a better world together. Tata Technologies. Today's global engineering, research, and development market is defined by disruption and the sheer pace of change. Customer demand for better, more innovative experiences is constantly growing, and we are facing one of humanity's greatest challenges in the climate crisis. Manufacturers are having to rethink the way we drive, the way we take to the skies, and how we build and farm. The pressure is on to take advantage of new technologies to develop products that are greener, safer, and more connected. And manufacturers are increasingly turning to Tata Technologies as the strategic engineering partner with the specialized knowledge and expertise they need to succeed. When he founded Tata Technologies as part of Tata Motors, Mr. Ratan Tata had a vision for a forward-thinking engineering business that leveraged its manufacturing domain knowledge and expertise to help solve the manufacturing industry's biggest challenges. Since then, the company has grown to become India's leading automotive engineering, research and development service provider and ER&D specialist. And our founding vision has never been more relevant as manufacturers, facing unprecedented levels of competition and customer demand, seek to develop greener product portfolios. Today, we have a truly global mindset and presence. We are proud of our Indian heritage, but we're even prouder of our proximity to our customers in different parts of the world. Bringing a complex modern vehicle to market involves substantial financial investments and many decisions made by hundreds of people across multiple supply chains. But we have what it takes to help our customers deliver competitive products. From benchmarking, conceptualization, detailed design and engineering, testing, validation, and manufacturing support through to product launch and subsequent management of the customer journey. We leverage our product engineering and digital transformation solutions to help manufacturers around the world succeed at every stage of this product value chain. We've been building long-standing strategic relationships with automotive manufacturers for more than 25 years. Today, we are accelerating their EV strategies using turnkey product development solutions to take a concept right through to a product. And we work with leading aerospace companies as they seek to meet customer demand and boost their capacity. Examples of our successful collaboration with manufacturers include when we helped Tata Motors to convert their existing internal combustion engine vehicles into electric vehicles, delivering the design, packaging, and integration of EV components. When we engineered a hybrid vehicle for a leading Swedish premium car manufacturer through turnkey program delivery and full system integration. When we helped a Southeast Asian EV company to develop a connected car with a firmware over-the-air solution and launch it in local and global markets within a short timeline. When we collaborated with a global automotive Tier 1 supplier to migrate a large multi-application product data system to cloud. And when we helped a global aerospace solution provider to realize passenger-to-freight conversion and extend the economic
Dear shareholders, good afternoon. This is Vikrant Gande, Company Secretary. I am very pleased to welcome you to the 30th Annual General Meeting of Tata Technologies Ltd, held through video conference. I would like to take you through certain points regarding the participation at this meeting. This facility of joining the AGM through video conference or other audio-visual means is being made available for members on first come, first served basis. All members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute mode by the host to avoid any disturbance arising from background noise and ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once the Q&A session starts, the chairman will announce the name of the shareholders who have registered as speaker shareholder one by one. The chairman will respond to the speaker questions once all speakers have completed their turn. The speaker shareholder will thereafter be muted by the host. To start speaking, the shareholder is requested to click the video on button. If the shareholder is not able to join through video for any reason, the shareholder can speak through the audio mode. While speaking, we would request the speaker to use the earphones so that he is clearly audible, minimize any noise in the background, ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices. No other background applications are running, and there's proper lighting to have a good audio-video experience. If there is a connectivity problem at the speaker shareholder's end, we would ask the next speaker to join. Once your connectivity improves, you will be called again to speak once the other shareholders who have registered complete their turn. We would like to request the shareholders to limit their speech to 3 minutes. During the AGM, if a member faces any technical issues, he may contact the NSDL and CDSL helpline number mentioned on page 76 of the notice of AGM. Thank you.
Dear shareholders, Good afternoon and warm welcome to the 30th Annual General Meeting of your company. On behalf of all the employees and Board of Directors of your company, I thank you for your continued trust, encouragement, and support to the company and its management. We are holding this AGM of your company by VC this year as well, in compliance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The company has taken the requisite steps to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered at this AGM. While it compromises the pleasure of meeting all of you in person, it does provide an opportunity to the shareholders living in far-flung areas of the globe to participate in the AGM of your company. I welcome all those shareholders who are participating this time. As the requisite quorum is present, I now call the meeting to order. I now call on the directors who are on video conference to introduce themselves. Now I request Ms. Usha Sangwan, Independent Director, to introduce herself.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Usha Sangwan, Chairperson of the Audit Committee of your company. And I'm attending this AGM from my native place in Hoshiarpur, Punjab. Thank you.
Mr. Nagaraj Ujari, Independent Director, to introduce himself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nagaraj Ujari, Independent Director and Chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and Risk Management Committee, joining from my residence in Bangalore. Thank you.
Ms. Aarti Sivanand, Independent Director, to introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Aarti Shivanan. I'm the chairperson for the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee for your company, and I'm logging in from my home office in Chennai. Thank you.
Mr. P.B. Balaji, Non-Executive Director, to introduce himself.
Good evening, shareholders. This is Balaji here, non-executive director of your company, and joining this meeting from my residence in London.
Mr. Shailesh Chandra, Non-Executive Director, to introduce himself. Shailesh, you are muted. You may have to unmute yourself, please.
Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shailesh Chandra, Non-Executive Director of Tata Technologies, and I'm joining this AGM from my residence in Mumbai.
Mr. Warren Harris, CEO and Managing Director, to introduce himself.
Good afternoon, shareholders. This is Warren Harris, CEO and Managing Director of your company. I'm joining the AGM from our headquarters in Hinjawadi, Pune.
Thank you, everyone. Key managerial personnel present in today's AGM are Ms. Savita Balachandran, who is the CFO, Mr. Vikrant Gandhe, Company Secretary. The company has received 3 board resolutions from corporate shareholders appointing and authorizing representatives under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013 in respect of 22,47,46,086 equity shares, representing 55.4% of the paid-up equity capital. Since there is no physical attendance of members, the requirement of appointing proxies is not applicable. Members who have not voted earlier through remote e-voting can cast their vote in the course of the meeting through e-voting facility. Since the notice is already circulated to all the members, I take the notice convening the meeting as read. The members are also requested to know that the company had received notices in writing under Section 160 of the Companies Act 2013 from members proposing my candidature as an independent director of the company, Mr. Shailesh Chandra as non-executive director of the company, and Mr. Warren Harris as CEO and managing director of the company. Now I'll get into my formal speech. Dear shareholders, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to the 30th annual general meeting of your esteemed company. As chairman, I stand before you today with a profound sense of pride and gratitude. The past year has been a testament to our resilience, innovation, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Despite the challenges we faced, our collective efforts have propelled us to new heights. and I am incredibly proud of what we have accomplished together. Today, I am excited to share with you the growth across multiple areas demonstrated by your company during the previous fiscal year. I will also touch upon the strategic directions that will shape our future. As we reflect on our journey, we also look ahead with optimism and remain committed to delivering value to our shareholders. One of the most significant milestones was our successful initial public offering, marking the first from the Tata Group in close to 2 decades. Your shares were listed at 1,200 rupees against an issue price of 500 rupees, reflecting a 140% premium. The overwhelming response to the IPO, with over 73.4 lakh applications, set a record for the highest number of retail applications for an Indian IPO. This success is a testament to your trust and confidence in our vision and value proposition. Your company has continued to deliver strong financial performance in FY24. I'm pleased to share with you that your company has crossed annual revenues of 5,117.2 crore, a growth of 15.9% over the previous year. Revenue from this services segment reached 3,982.61 crore, making a 12.8% year-on-year increase. Total operating EBITDA grew by 14.7% year-on-year to rupees 941.3 crore. Over the past 3 years, our revenue from operations has achieved a compounded annual growth rate of 29%, while operating EBITDA has grown at 35% CAGR. Profit before tax increased by 17.1% year-on-year to rupees 932.05 crore. Our large deals momentum has remained healthy, with 12 deals closed in FY24, which included one $50 million deal. Your company has retained its ranking as the #1 automotive engineering service provider in India for the 6th consecutive year, and in the new EV rankings, your company was positioned amongst the top 2 globally by Zinnov. These results highlight a strong domain knowledge and our commitment to generating value for our shareholders. The global economic environment continues to show signs of improvement, building on the gradual recovery observed over the past couple of years. However, the recovery has been uneven as geopolitical tensions in certain parts of the world have led to supply chain disruption and elevated energy prices. Despite these localized hurdles, global engineering and research and development spends are expected to grow. This is expected to propel demand for our services. The global manufacturing industry is experiencing an unprecedented transformation, propelled by major trends in artificial intelligence, sustainability, and supply chain resilience. These factors are reshaping business priorities across various sectors, including automotive, aerospace, and industrial heavy machinery. In the automotive sector, we are witnessing robust demand for software-defined vehicles, driven by our customers' growing interest in developing AI-powered autonomous driving and connected services for their next-generation vehicles. Additionally, we continue to see growth in areas like smart manufacturing, PLM, ERP, and manufacturing execution solutions as our customers strive to further optimize their product realization capabilities. Outside of automotive, our aerospace vertical continues to scale, with opportunities opening up in North America, Europe, and here in India. Whilst demand for high-end embedded and cybersecurity solutions has largely contributed to the growth that we see in the industrial heavy machinery sector. Global ER&D spending reached $1,811 billion in 2022 and is projected to grow at a 16% CAGR through 2026. To prepare for the anticipated growth, your company is building a network of partnerships and alliances to further extend our industry-leading value proposition. For the last 12 months, we have strengthened our software-defined everything ecosystem by partnering with leading technology players like NXP, ARM, Intel, and Amazon AWS to profile software-defined platform solutions for high-performance computing, next-generation digital cockpit solutions, and cybersecurity. Generative AI is poised to significantly impact the manufacturing industry in the future. We are manufacturing and digital thread solutions for global OEMs reinforce our industry-leading position in innovation and excellence. Additionally, we secured a $30 million deal with the government of Telangana to modernize 65 state-owned industrial training institutes, offering long-term and short-term courses that cater to Industry 4.0 demands, training over 109,000 students annually. I will also specifically call out our agreement to form a joint venture with BMW Group. This is a significant endorsement of your company in the automotive software domain. The selection of partner for the proposed JV resulted after an exhaustive evaluation of top engineering service providers in India, some of which had existing relationships with BMW. This selection reaffirms our position as the #1 automotive ESP based in India. Your company's workforce, now over 12,500 professionals strong, remains our greatest asset. Through learning initiatives and our diversity, equity, and inclusion programs under Rainbow, we ensure our people have the skills and opportunities to excel. Your company's inclusive culture fosters innovation and collaboration, driving our mission forward. Your company's commitment to community services is steadfast. Initiatives such as Ready Engineer, the EVE program, and STEM initiatives, we have positively impacted over 36,000 lives. We continue to provide education and upskilling opportunities, helping our communities to live better lives. In closing, I want to reiterate my heartfelt gratitude to our shareholders, employees, and partners for your unwavering support and dedication. The achievements we have celebrated today are a testament to our collective efforts, resilience, and shared vision for the future. As we look ahead, we remain committed to leading our industry in software-defined services and developing more innovative and sustainable solutions for our customers and society. Together, we are building a greener future for the automotive industry and beyond, true to our vision of engineering a better world. I'm confident that with your continued support, we will achieve even greater heights in the coming years. Together, we will build on our successes, address new challenges with determination, and create lasting value for all our stakeholders. Thank you for your unwavering trust and support. Now, I'm getting back to the AGM process. So since there is no observation, qualification, or comment by the statutory auditors in their report on financial transactions or matters which have any adverse effect on the functioning of the company, the auditor's report does not require to be read. I now request Mr. Warren Harris to make his presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And once again, it is a great privilege for me to be presenting the achievements and the performance of your company over the last 12 months. One of the major highlights of fiscal 2024, as the chairman suggested, was our listing on the Bombay Stock Exchange. We were incredibly gratified to be the first Tata company in 19 years to be entrusted to represent the Tata brand on the Indian bourses. As the chairman suggested, we had an issue price of 500 rupees. Within minutes of listing, the share price had enjoyed a premium of 140%. We were incredibly humbled by the reaction of the financial markets and, again, the trust and confidence that you, the shareholders, have extended into our company. The reaction of the markets, we believe, are a testament to the interest in the sector that we are a part of. It's certainly representative of the trust and confidence that continues to exist in and around the Tata brand. But I think it's also reflective of the tireless efforts of the 13,000 people that make up Tata Technologies in different parts of the world today. Over the next 20 minutes, I will run you through the performance of the company. I'll double click on the financial highlights. I'll talk a little bit about some of the customer case studies to position not only what has underpinned our success, but why we have so much confidence in the future. I'll talk a little bit about how we are continuing to attract and develop the best and the brightest in this marketplace. And then true to our Tata values, I'll position some of the things that we are committing to do and are doing to give back to the communities in which we live on. So let me start with a summary of performance. We finished last year with revenues of $618 million. That represents, in US dollar terms, 13% year-on-year growth, at 16% growth in Indian rupees. We completed the year with $114 million of operating profit. Both of these figures are best ever figures for your company. This is best ever revenue, best ever operating profit. We completed the year again with 13,000 employees that are now managed out of 20 different geographic locations around the world. We have 35 different nationalities inside of our company. And although we're incredibly proud of our heritage here in India, we continue to grow our international footprint so that we are close to the customers that we serve around the world. And as the chairman positioned in his speech, we were very humbled once again to be acknowledged as the #1 automotive engineering service provider in India by Zinnov. And in the emerging electric vehicle space, not only are we #1 in India, but we were confirmed as being the #2 engineering service provider globally last year by Zinnov. In addition to the best ever financial results, we continue to drive improvements on the intangible balance sheet of the company. We've diversified our customer base. There are now 11 companies that represent over $5 million of annualized service spend with our company. We continue to invest in our offerings and our lines of service. One of the most gratifying areas of performance last year was the fact that in digital and embedded, we now have almost 50% of our services mix that come from those lines of service. And in embedded, for the 4th year in a row, we've actually doubled our revenues in that particular space, which again is a testament to the investments that we are making in and around a differentiated proposition for Tata Technologies. One of the things that our performance does not, at an aggregate level, expose is the impact of the runoff of business that we've seen with what was our largest customer in fiscal year 2023. We completed in 2024 2 electric SUVs for VinFast, the Vietnamese OEM. And our revenues in the second half of the fiscal year dropped by more than 50%. The fact that we were able to continue to grow the business is a great testament to the operational rigor and the agility and the flexibility that we have built into the company. If you put aside the runoff at VinFast last year, we grew our services business by 30% year on year. And between Q3 and Q4, sequentially, we grew our services business by 10%. If we double click now on the financial results and we look at the trends, over the last 4 years, your company has almost doubled its top line. And within the same period, we've increased operating profit by more than 120%. These are industry-leading levels of performance. If we look at the performance of the company in line item terms, if you include other income, we grew the top line by over 16%, EBITDA by 16.3%. Profit after tax a little bit less than operating profit and revenue, but that's because we've moved from the old tax framework here in India to the new tax framework. And in the fourth quarter, we wrote off some tax credits that we'd previously accrued. Not only have we delivered best-in-class top line and profitability results in FY24, we continue to maintain a very sharp focus on improving the balance sheet. Your company is debt-free, and it continues to accumulate a healthy cash position that we are committed to continue to share with you, our owners. As far as the industry sectors are concerned, our automotive business was impacted by the runoff at Winfast, but in the non-automotive area, in aerospace and industrial heavy machinery, we grew the business organically by an industry-leading 26%. And as I said before, if we put the Winfast situation behind us, our year-on-year growth in services was 30%. 10% sequentially between Q3 and Q4. And as I said before, we continue to work hard to collect and generate cash. And we finished the year with $146.3 million of cash on our balance sheet. The financial results were driven by achievements that we continue to drive with our customers. And the primary focus of our sales and business development teams is large deals. One of the most gratifying things from last year was that not only did we deliver best ever financial results, but we also recorded best ever signings. We recorded large deals in Asia Pacific, and specifically here in India, in Europe, and in North America, and in all three of our focused industry sectors: automotive, aerospace, and industrial heavy machinery. As the chairman touched on, we continue to add to our order book in education. We have a sizable order book in education that not only augurs well for this fiscal year, but augurs well for the follow-on 2 to 3 years. One of the most important deals that we signed in fiscal 2024 is the deal with BMW. We announced at the beginning of April that we had signed an agreement with BMW to stand up a 50-50 joint venture here in India that will be dedicated to providing BMW with next generation automotive software that will inform their future product set. And we'll also be committed to developing digital solutions that will enable BMW to further optimize the way in which they manage their global enterprise. What is significant about this particular deal is the fact that BMW undertook an exhausting search of engineering service providers and IT service providers here in India before selecting Tata Technologies as its partner. Many of those companies that were evaluated had incumbent relationships with BMW. The fact that they chose Tata Technologies is a testament, I think, to the breadth and depth of capabilities that we have in the software and digital areas of our business, and certainly reinforces our confidence in the ranking that Zinnov has provided us. Another great example of our capabilities is the work that we've done with Tata Motors at their Sanand 2 plant in Gujarat. We worked not only with Tata Motors, but with JLR to roll out a smart manufacturing solution for Tata Motors that has added 300,000 units to their manufacturing capacity. Not only did we roll out this smart manufacturing solution, but we did it in record time to achieve the time scales that Tata Motors had set for us. As the manufacturing industry continues to invest in manufacturing throughput, as companies look to interject greater resilience into their manufacturing supply chains, the capabilities that we are developing in this area, these industry-leading capabilities, augur extremely well for our future potential and growth. Another example of a customer relationship that we have established and capability that we are building that extends our value proposition is the work that we've done with Agratas. We announced in January of this year a long-term strategic partnership with Agratas that positions Tata Technologies to support Agratas in battery development and pack design, in terms of digitizing their entire enterprise, and also industrializing the 2 gigafactories that are planned for Gujarat and the southwest of the UK. This particular deal further extends again Tata Technologies' coverage of the electric vehicle value chain and continues to position Tata Technologies at the front end of the transformation that is going on in the automotive industry. The importance of partnerships cannot be overstated as the mobility sector transitions from its legacy dependence upon internal combustion engines to electric vehicles, to smart electric vehicles, and to smart devices. No one company will own the technology stack. And so it will be important for organizations like ourselves to build an ecosystem of partnerships and alliances that will allow us to bundle propositions and extend our capabilities in support of the solutions and the needs of our customers. And so one of the highlights of the last 12 months has been the partnerships that we've announced with Intel and with ARM and with Amazon in the cloud area. We are positioning not only direct and Tata Technologies capabilities, but a value proposition that extends through the support of these alliances and partnerships. People continue, as the chairman suggested, to be our most important asset. Not only is this somewhat of a cliche, it's also a truism. And we continue to invest and develop the best and the brightest in the industry. We finished the fiscal 2024 with almost 13,000 people. Attrition is trending towards pre-pandemic levels, and we continue to make a significant investment in reskilling. In FY23, the average training hours for our employees was about 32 hours. This last year, we increased that to 48.5 hours. So we are making a determined commitment to invest in making sure that we stay relevant as far as the skills and the requirements that are demanded of this industry. As a Tata Group company, we continue to hold the values that underpin this remarkable institution close to our hearts. And we demonstrate that through the commitments that we are making to giving back to the communities in which we live and work. In the last 12 months, we've impacted the lives of 38,000 people through the work that we've undertaken in promoting science, technology, engineering, and math in schools, colleges, and universities, through the volunteering efforts that we've undertaken, and through the promotion of diversity and empowering women, particularly in the engineering profession. This last 12 months has been a remarkable 12 months for your company. Not only have we delivered best ever financial results, but we've also been able to celebrate becoming a publicly listed company, signing strategic deals such as the one we have with BMW. But we remain committed to continue to build upon the success of the past, inspired by the direction that we've been given by the group chairman, inspired by the support and sponsorship that we received from the board. We are absolutely committed to execute our strategy and our operating responsibilities in a flawless way, and through that, fulfilling our purpose of engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren. I now request the company secretary to explain the sequence of meeting and process of voting on the resolutions in the meeting.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. The Companies Act 2013 provides for electronic voting. Accordingly, the company had provided its members the facility to cast their vote through the remote electronic voting system administered by NSDL. Facility for voting at the meeting is also provided for members present here and who have not voted yet. Members may please go to the voting page of NSDL e-voting website and cast their vote. Mr. Jayant Bhave, practicing company secretary, has been appointed as scrutinizer to scrutinize the votes cast at the meeting and through remote e-voting. Since the AGM is being held through video conference or other audiovisual means, and the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have already been put to vote through remote e-voting, there will be no proposing and seconding of the resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikrant. Now, I'll call on the shareholders one by one who have expressed their desire to speak. And first, Mr. Arun Kumar Bopanna.
Mr. Arun, we would be delighted to have your question. We can also have your video turned on if possible.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear, sir?
Yes, Mr. Bopanna, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Loud and clear.
Good afternoon. Compliments for the remarkable IPO and the market cap. And thanks for the preferential shares to the Tata Motors shareholders. I'm a little disappointed. None of you are smiling, sir. It doesn't cost you to smile. I don't know. All of you are serious. It's not the way we work in Tatas. And opportunities. India with 1 billion plus minds, we can create and be optimistic for the enormous opportunity ahead of us. And questions. What are TTL's defense mechanism for protection from misuse of technology in a world full of scams and cyber crimes? What are investments in cyber security? What are plans to reshape the business priorities across automotive, aerospace, and industrial heavy machinery and engineering? What are new markets and what are new innovative solutions? Who are our main competitors? What plans for telemedicine and patient monitoring? I'm very proud of our Tata Medical Center at Whitefield, Bangalore. I've enrolled for my own wellness program. And they do so nicely and they give so much of confidence. I hope you are assisting them in the technology part in maintaining health of the people. And I hope they spread across the country too. And what are forces of change and corrections and clarification in the last year? And despite general AI and AI adoption in manufacturing, still is relatively nascent stage to deliver tangible value to customers. When will the boom take place? What are investments in human capital in proportion to opportunities in Gen AI, coding, robotics, etc., or else we run the risk of losing the opportunities? And the status of Assam government project to upskill around 20,000 students a year. In conclusion, with the enormous pressure to invent and reinvent, TTL with Tata spark of national spirit must do well. I wish TTL all the best. Thank you very much. Keep smiling, sir. I don't like serious faces.
Thank you, Mr. Bopanna. Now, I'll request Ms. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenas, who has registered herself to speak at the meeting.
Ma'am Celestine, we are ready for your question. Also, can we have your video turned on if possible?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, please go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, you can hear me well, no? Okay,
Yes.
so nice. First time AGM and Tata Group after so many years IPO has come. I feel so great, that we have full faith in Tatas always, right from when I started working. I have got all the Tata Group shares. Now I come to the formal part. Respected Chairman, Mr. A. Mukherjee, other members of the dais, my fellow shareholders. I am Mrs. C.E. Mascarenhas. I am speaking from Mumbai. First of all, very good presentation is given by Mr. Harish, which has run through everything which I didn't understand from the report. I understood many things from his presentation. Thank you so much, Mr. Harish. Now I thank the company secretary, Mr. Vikram Gandhi, and his Madam Ketki and others for sending me annual report, also registering me as a speaker at my request. The annual report is full of information with lots of pictures, figures, facts, and also at the same time it is quite self-explanatory and adhering to all the norms of the corporate governance. Working is very good. Revenue is up. PBT PAT is up. Very good dividend. Here I would like you to spell, because this is the first meeting. I feel I have the honors to ask you what is our dividend payment policy? Have you made something on it? We have thanks for the dividend of 10.05. Our market capitalization is also good, but it is coming down from what was highest. Though IPO price was priced at a very nice price, 500, but I was not successful to get in any of my Tata Motors. I applied there. I applied directly, but I didn't get. But I picked up after it came on the first, second day at a very high price. But I know Tatas will give very good market capitalization. Next is I congratulate for all the awards and awards received during the year. Everything is documented in the annual report. Very good CSR work. Keep it up. Now my queries. Sir, ESG, many insights are there on the annual report. My question is, have we done the rating of the ESG? If we have done the rating, what is our score? And have we listed on a special dedicated platform, ESG platform? In the aerospace, what exactly we are doing? Throw some light on page 48. We have joined venture with BMW. How much revenue we enjoy? Lastly, roadmap for the next 5 years. I have to join another HUL meeting. I would have asked many things with this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, Bhaskaranas.
Yes. I'm just opening. My video got closed. Now I can be seen. Sir, you can see me?
I believe she's done with the question. Thank you so much, Ma'am Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenhas, for your question. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, now I'll call Mr. Kaushik Shahukar, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. Kaushik, we would be delighted by your presence. Can we have your video turned on if possible? And we are also ready for your question.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Respected sir and distinguished guest, good afternoon. It is honor to stand before this esteemed gathering today. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the board for granting me the opportunity to be part of this important event. Today, I raise some questions that are essential in understanding Tata Technologies Limited position in our evolving competitive landscape. How does Tata Tech Limited maintain its competitive edge in such a dynamic environment? What innovative products has Tata Tech introduced or plans to introduce in this increasingly competitive world? I believe that the more a company invests in R&D, the stronger its dominance becomes, positioning it as a leader in industry. Can we continue to trust the resilience of Tata Tech business model, and how can the company ensure that shareholders' value remain intact? Additionally, Tata Tech main business focus is generating revenue through artificial intelligence.
can Tata Tech, through its use of AI, manufacture any equipment to support specially abled persons to improve their mobility and make their lives meaningful? While this business may not be highly lucrative, reducing people's pain and hardship will garner a lot of blessings. The company should consider taking such initiatives. Before I conclude, I want to express my gratitude, sincere gratitude, to entire secretarial team, including Ms. Ketki, and entire team for connecting with me and granting me the opportunity to be part of such memorable event. Additionally, I request the support of company in associating with me in area of certification audit, including Form 15CB. I believe CSR means helping the needy person at a crucial time when they have approached company for help. I am confident that Tata Tech carries the vision and commitment to support those in need, and I am helpful in receiving the support from the company. Finally, I propose the utilization of substantial savings from the virtual mode of meeting for the benefit of speaker shareholders. This could involve arranging site visits for shareholders or distributing token of appreciation such as sweets or small gift to our esteemed speaker shareholders during festivals. Furthermore, I would greatly appreciate your assistance in facilitating an introduction with the auditor for potential engagement in professional endeavors. Given our professional affiliation, I am confident that such a collaboration would prove mutually beneficial for both parties involved. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Shaukar. I'll now call Mr. Naveen Bothra to speak, please.
Mr. Naveen, thank you so much for joining. We are ready for your question.
Yeah, very warm wishes and greetings to our respected chairman, Mr. Mukherjee sir, our MD and CEO, Mr. Warren Harris, PV Balaji, Mr. Shailesh Chandra, and other distinguished board members and management teams, including Mr. Vikrant sir and Savita madam. Very warm greetings and wishes. I am Naveen Bothra, attending this virtual AGM of the company, 30th AGM of the company from Delhi. It has always been a pleasure to attend the AGMs of our company since I became shareholder in 2016. And I still recall the meetings with Mr. Warren, Mr. Ramudarai sir, in physical meetings at Pune. And this is the first AGM after our listing. So I feel very proud to be connected with Tata Technologies even before the listing of the company, even before the IPO listing. First of all, I would like to congratulate the whole team of Tata Technologies Ltd. Under our dynamic CEO and MD, Mr. Warren Harris, which has created a huge wealth for all these, not only for the previous shareholders, also before the listing, which I think in my case, I can say that it has become 8 to 10 times in the last 8 years. But even for the IPO shareholders, you said that it 140% it listed. Even today, it is more than double. So huge kudos, and we feel gratitude for the whole team for creating this such a huge wealth creation. Wish all the very best for the coming times for sustainable business growth, so that it creates continuous wealth for all the shareholders, for all the stakeholders. So in lighter answer, ये कह सकता है ये दिल मांगे मोर. I thank Mr. Santosh Singh, our global head of marketing, as well as our IR and secretarial team for letting me be the part of pre-IPO meet held at Pune, and Pune. Thanks to all the members for the smooth meeting there in the pre-IPO meet. I look forward to meeting management team at Pune very soon. And once again, I would like to congratulate the team at Tata Technologies and the theme of our company, the logo of our company is engineering a better world. Engineering a better world. So engineering a better and sustainable tomorrow through our various initiatives. The depiction of this initiative and the impact of the same on the cover page of our on the annual report is highly commendable, sir. Congratulations to the secretarial and finance team for picking up this theme. Chairman, sir, coming to the point, I have the following points for your kind consideration. Kind consideration, sir. Number one is for achieving our goal of engineering a better and sustainable tomorrow. If I have to say that even in 2023-24, more than 80% of our revenues are coming from the automobile segment and Tata Motors, and its subsidiaries account for a big chunk of it. So in this last 3 to 4 years, there is a tailwind in the automotive sector, and we are hugely benefiting from this. So in this perspective, my question is to the board or management team, how we are, Chairman sir, how we are planning to further de-risk, further increase the market share of our other verticals like aerospace and industry 4 vertical in the coming 3 to 5 years, so that our dependency on the automotive sectors gets de-risked from the single sector or single major client of logo. If you can help us understand this thing, it will be quite helpful, since now our company has become a listed company, and quarterly some volatility in revenue and all these things affect all the shareholders. So how the board, how the management is planning to take all the verticals growth market share there. Number 2 is regarding the Agritas. Our MD, Mr. Varan, in his presentation has already told us about the Agritas venture and all these things. So restricting my question to the size of business opportunity we see in the coming 3 years' time from our collaboration with the Agritas. So request Mr. Varan if he can let us know how the business opportunity is going to pan out in the coming 3 years' time, sir. So coming to the point number 3, sir. I am pleasantly surprised to see that in automotive sectors in the last 3, 4, 5 years, we are seeing the nomenclature of SDV, software-defined vehicles. But this year, I am pleasantly surprised that our MD and CEO in his letter to the shareholders is talking about SDX, ecosystem, software-defined everything, ecosystem. Chairman, sir, I would request you to kindly let our MD and CEO, Mr. Varan Harris, to make us understand as to how we are planning to harness this SDX ecosystem in Tata Tech to transform the business opportunities for us going ahead. And are these partnerships which we are talking about are a precursor to keep us ready for the high computing era of quantum computing. So what will be the impact of all these initiatives on our company's operations in the times to come? To conclude, coming to the point of generative AI and ML, in the last 12 to 18 months, generative AI has gained a lot of traction, not only in the people's mind and all these things, but in the enterprises and personal lives of all the people. It is gaining day by day traction, and now NVIDIA has become the number 1 market cap company in the world, signifying a huge structural shift. So my question is, how disruptive this generative AI technology is, and what opportunities or risks we see for our company at Tata Technologies through this generative AI, and how it is going to impact our revenues and our people cost. If you can help us understand this thing, it will be quite helpful, sir. I have already voted in favor of all the resolutions and propose a vote of thanks to the esteemed board. I thank Mr. Vikram and the secretarial team for assisting me, sending me the physical documents as well as smooth participation in this VC. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Varan sir, I do look forward to meet you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bothra. Now I'll call Mr. Sharat Kumar Jivraj Shah, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. Sharat Kumar, I hope you're ready with the question. Also, we would like to remind all of the speaker shareholders to please stick to the time limit of 3 minutes and keep the questions brief. Mr. Sharat, can we have your video turned on and we are ready for the question? Mr. Sharat?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Sir, first thing is good afternoon. And basically, I will, because I heard our Warren Harris, CEO and Managing Director, and he was praising how our IPO was very successful. But he doesn't know one thing, that before IPO open, what your BRLM said, what your link time RTA said, and what is my correspondence from 22nd November and till today. Even on 12th June also I have sent you the mail. Today also I have sent you the mail. And what the IPO that I have said, but I'm sorry that whatever mail I sent, and what happens, this Tata Motors secretary called me on 15th of June to meet. So what happens, I meet secretary level, but I don't meet CEO or managing director or a chairman. And I don't know whether whatever last 6 months I'm telling that what is wrong with the IPO and how the Tata Motors shareholders suffered. Basically, I will brief you in very short. There was a RHP and the page number 459 said allotment is proportionate. Then your BRLM, Prachi Dhuri, also confirmed that. And this time also written a letter. Even in the month of December, Tata Motors written to me, and they said the proportionate allotment will also can come to 14.95. All these things are there, and when if something is written in the RHP, and I'm very sorry to tell you that you people are not following RHP, and then you say that we have done allotment as per rule, other things, another things. But fundamentally, you are totally wrong, and it is confirmed by your BRLM, your link time, all these people. So, and I am writing for 6 to 7 months, sir, and I'm only writing to you. I have not opened this subject to any governing body, sir, because I am a very old shareholder of Tata Group, and I thought that you people will do it let's nicely resolve this issue. But till today, and another thing, one of the speakers said that she has not received this Tata Technologies share. But I can tell you one thing, sir. In that case, what has happened is this: your syndicate bank, what they have done, that retail application and the TML application, instead of TML application, they put that also in the retail. And most of the people lost because it is a multiple application. I have got letters from link time and they have not received the shares. So if your bankers make mistake, it is syndicate bank, then it becomes your responsibility to see that you compensate shareholders. That is also not happening, sir. Please look into it. Now I will start with my speech of today, sir. What you said, say, when I have seen the balance sheet, you said the balance sheet says better engineering, better world, more secured world, more efficient world, and for tomorrow's growth. And envisaging 360-degree sky views, but I don't think, looking at the way in which you handle uh, this IPO, it is whatever you say, it is not applicable to you, only applicable to others, sir. And I have say in speaker, when I sent the speaker registration, you until my comments also, views also. So I have sent it, but till today I have not received any reply. And even last 6 months, even I met so many. I went to this Bombay house on 12th of April, then 15th of June. They called me also, but still nothing is happened, sir. Uh, no. And from your side, I don't find reply because you have not followed the RFP. So it looks like that you don't have any reply, a positive reply or concrete reply from your side. And what is main thing, sir, in your board, Tata Technologies, the PV Balaji is a director in your company. He doesn't hold any single share of Tata Technology. And why he is not holding? Then that my conclusion is that he is the biggest shareholder in Tata Motors. And he also, it looks like that he has not received any share of Tata Technologies. So most of the people, because of your error from your side, they have not received the shares. Now, I look to um, this annual report, sir, and I have referred page number 187 of prior of this profit and loss account. You are saying that you purchase technology, then you said you source consultancy, but at the same time, the employment cost is 2363 crores, which is 350 times of the PAT. And it is, I cannot digest such type of employment cost. When you are purchasing solutions, software solutions, purchasing consultancy, and only thing what I felt that if you want to remain profitable, then try to see that everything you try to purchase from outside so that your employment cost will come down, PAT will increase. That is my view. And whatever letters I have written, like today's letter or 12th June, I have not referred link time, but I'm telling you, your link time RTO has done a good job before IPO. After IPO, he has given me number of replies, because once I said, why you, when I am not asked you anything, why you reply, then he said, I'm your RTA, that is why I'm replying you. And sir, I referred page number 166 of this annual report. And what I have found, we generate only 14 renewable units against non-renewable units are 34,051. It means my company does not use renewable energy. If you please refer page 166, that you will come to know what I'm saying. So you are still not using renewable energy. And another thing, I have attached a PDF of 12th June, my email about RHP, completely what has happened. And that also you can refer. And I feel if it is convenient, please reply to me and do needful. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. I'll now call Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. Manoj, I hope you're ready with your question. Can we also have your video turned on if possible?
Hello. Hello.
Oh, yes, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I've joined this meeting from Calcutta. I feel proud to be a part of Tata Technology. So first of all, I thanks to the chairman and his entire team for the good and excellent result of the company. And I thanks to the company secretary and team to help us to join this meeting through VC. And sir, this is the first AGM after listing of the shares. So we have no question on the accounts because we will ask the question on accounts next year when we will get the full year balance sheet for 24-25. Then we will raise some questions about the accounts. But I thanks to our group chairman Sri N. Chandra Saab for his excellent decision to allot some shares to the Tata Motors shareholders. On our request in the last AGM of Tata Motors, we have request to Sri Chandra Saab that kindly keep some shares for allot to the Tata Motors shares. Now the time of technology, our beloved Prime Minister is always insisting people to use technology and to use digital. So what's your future outlook for the technology and the digital platform of the country? So what's your future outlook? And you are the master and you are the leader in the artificial intelligence business. So what's your future outlook in this business and what steps, how are you prepared, ready to provide some services to stop the cyber crime or cyber thing in the other services? And sir, 20 years back, the Tata has issued the bring the IPO of TCS. After 20 years, the Tata Technology IPO has come. That was a great success in 2023 November. So I wish to God to give you more success in coming time. Today's the market cap is 40,000 crore. When I believe that when we meet next year, the market cap will be cross 1 lakh crore rupees in your every aspect by the way of turnover, profit, and others. And investors will get high return in the stock market because Tata always believe in to give return to the investors, and we always small investors always believe to invest in the Tata group because Tata is a very popular brand and more than 120 years old brand, sir. So we have a full trust on Tata, and I wish to God to give you more success in coming time, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. I'll now call Dr. Dharav Jamadar, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. Dharav, we are ready for your question.
Good evening, gentlemen, each and every chairman, chair board person. My name is Dr. Dharav Jamadar and I'm from Surat, Gujarat. First of all, I would like to congratulate each and every stakeholder of my company on having such a successful financial year. Some of my queries, sir, are: first, as we are still not having an optimal client mix or balance, do you believe that there will be a severe impact of ramp down that happened this year in VinFast, which is one of our major clients? If yes, if yes, then what are the remedial steps are we planning to take? Second, in order to improve our client mix and lower the dependency on some of the major top clients, how many years might it take to get it on the right balance, and how are we planning to do the same? Third, how are we planning to tackle the flattish growth in the product business of education segment? What kinds of tailwinds do we need to improvise its margin profile? Fourth, in the previous financial year, we lagged behind major industry peers, particularly in reference to revenue growth and free cash flow. Will we be seeing the same trend in this financial year too? Kindly provide your outlook on the same. Next, which segment do you believe will help us in improving our revenue growth and profitability this fiscal year? Last, after winning a healthy amount of education segment deal with the Telangana government, can we expect some major deals from the central as well as some other state government also? And if yes, what kind of or magnitude of the deal can it be? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Dharav Jamadar. I'll now call Mr. V. Ramasamy, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. V. Ramasamy, I believe you're ready with your question. Can we also have your video turned on if you like?
Afternoon, Mr. Ajayendra. How are you?
Very good, sir. How are you?
Great, great. And greetings to the other board members, Mr. Varan, Mr. Balaji, Mr. Shailendra, and others. I also express my greetings to Mr. Vikram Gandhi, my professional colleague. So I am Ramaswamy attending the AGM from Delhi, sir. I first of all congratulate the team at Tata Tech for the bumper listing of the shares, and we have created huge wealth for the old shareholders as well as the shareholders who got allotment in the public issue. Congratulations! So we have also made good results this year. Hats off to the entire team. I have the following point for your consideration, sir. In the education vertical, we have recently won a contract from Government of Telangana. Congratulations for that to the team. Coming back to the education vertical, we have Tata Tech Varsity with us. We have signed various MOUs with the various state governments. And sir, as a mini school shareholder, I have almost all the right to understand as to how we are progressing in these MOUs, etc. And as to what we are earning, as to what we are spending, and a sort of whether I am earning it as a full income or whether I am treating it as a CSR activity. More clarification or more clarity in the financials on this will help the shareholders, as well as this can have an impact on the market price of the shares, because Q on Q there may be some difference in the revenue. Q on Q it may increase, it may come down. So it will help us in the understanding the things better, sir. So, Sir Chairman, sir, I seek your indulgence on this. At least some clarity in this AGM will help us a lot, sir. Coming back to the next question, see, we are a company which is taking various initiative for engineering for a better world. What is our R&D spend in the current year, and what budget we are having for the financial year 24-25? And my next question is on the EVA, economic value added for the financial year 23-24. What is the EVA for this year after considering the opportunity cost of capital and reserve? That's all from my side, sir. All the very best to the team, and thanks for the opportunity. Thanks a lot. Good day.
Thank you, Mr. Ramasamy. I'll now call Mr. Gautam Tiwari to speak.
Mr. Gautam Tiwari, we are ready for your question. Mr. Gautam, can we have your question, please?
Am I audible, sir?
Mr. Gautam, you're now audible. Yes.
Please go ahead.
I am audible and visible, no, sir?
Yes, you are. Looking very good, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, first of all, I am very happy, sir, because I attended your listing ceremony at BSC. So I had an opportunity to converse your dignitaries in a much better way. So that time only I could understand that our company is in a very strong position, and within a few years' time, company is going to reward the shareholders in a very handsome and generous way, the way TCS has done. Because we have been waiting for this IPO since last 20 years. And ultimately we got it. We are so much happy that it cannot be expressed in words. And your team is so much expert with good expertise and good business acumen, and you know what you are doing, and you have been doing it since last 29 years, this being the 30th year of listing. I am very happy that ultimately you have come with the successful IPO, and we are there with you under the listing ceremony, under the listing agreement now with BSC and NSE both. Sir, I would like to say all up to good afternoon, Mr. Ajayendra, G, our Warren Harris, and then Miss Balchandran, Savita Balchandran, Vikrant Gandhe, and his team, especially this. They have helped me quite a lot. Karan Vikar, Karthik Karanjikar, and other people, they have helped me quite a lot. So I'm very much happy that and your team, this thing, Tata Technologies Limited. Uh, I am Gautam Tiwari and speaking from Mumbai. So, dear sir, I am happy that you have given 10 rupees dividend, 10 rupees 5 paise, this after post listing so quickly to the shareholders. Sir, your secretarial team, of course, under the leadership of Vikrant Gandhe and assisted by Ketki, is and others is giving the best outstanding investor service, investor care, and they have helped me quite a lot. Today also I got on request the physical balance sheet also, and I'm very happy in the future. In future also, we will be able to get the best of the service of world class service rather from your secretarial department. Even the services of our NSDL and Zoom technicians also is very good, and we are happy for that you have selected such good and such hardworking people for the benefit of investors. Sir, this IPO is important. Sir, I support all appointments and reappointments of all the directors, and also I have casted my vote favorably for each resolution. Sir, since I am a shareholder of all Tata Group of companies, and here also, so we have got total trust, faith, and confidence. Unconditionally, we support you and will keep on supporting you till we exist on the earth planet and thereafter also. Very heartily, in a heartfelt way, sir. This is the assurance from a gentleman who has grown up with Tata Group of companies right from my first salary, rather my daddy mummy's time. And we are very happy that once again we are with the Tata Group of this energetic and dynamic and the most expert panel of dignitaries that we have got along with us. Sir, I have already mailed my questions, but few of them I would like to read, sir. What percentage of stock is held by institutional investors, by management, by board members, and by employees? And, then, sir, this does the company monitor share trading by board members, officers, and management? Third, please elaborate about the risks that are to be watched out for the impact of global economic slowdown and customer concentration risks. Then fourth, sir, does the company plan to list its stock on any foreign stock exchange? Fifth, does the audit committee renew the accounting treatment of unusual transactions of balance sheet arrangements? Sir, have you received any notice from any regulatory authority like BSC, NSC, ROC, SEBI, MCA? And was there any penalty that we have paid for this? Sir, what is the breakup of goodwill of rupees 782.58 crores? We would like to know. Has the company taken out a D&O policy? That is the amount, and what amount, if yes, what amount it is? Sir, please give us a breakup of deferred tax asset, that is DTA, and the deferred tax liability DTL. Then, sir, last one or two questions are: give status of stake of Tata Motors in the company after last year's sales of 4 crore 62 lakh 75,000 equity shares by Tata Motors Limited last year. Sir, now what is the Tata Motors stake after this sale? Now, what key metrics or indicators do you prioritize to assess the effectiveness and impact of a sustainability strategy within the organization? And last question is, sir, what are the primary challenges that you have faced and anticipate facing in the implementation of ESG initiatives of the company? I'm really happy, sir. If at all you can reply any of them, and even if you don't have the instant answers, you can mail me also. But overall, I'm very happy that the company is doing the best. This was spoken at volumes right at the beginning of the IPO when our price touched 1370, 60, 70. Although it came down to 1200 something, but thereafter it remained like that for so many days. And although the that price of IPO was only 500 rupees, so how much we should appreciate you, sir? How much IPO price and what was the listing price? And even now also we are about 1000 rupees, so it's really great, more than double the price. Now since I'm of course we have got unconditional faith and trust and our lifetime support, I have already explained. So we are going to stay with you forever and ever. All our families, our friends, our associates, and myself also. And we'll be happy if at all. I can tell you, I am also a this engineer in the technological field. If at all you require my help without any remuneration, I would like to be there with you anytime if you need me. And once again, I wish you all the best. A very long, uh, happy, healthy, wealthy, safe, prolonged life with joyous and very enchanting circumstances. Under your management, the company will prosper and you will also prosper, and along with the shareholders and investors. Thank you very much, sir. With the choices blessings from Almighty and from us. Here is a big grand salute to you, sir. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Tiwari.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now call on Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. Santosh, we are ready for your question. Can we have your video turned on?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Saraf.
राम राम।
राम राम।
माननीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निदेशक मंडल के सदस्यगण, अधिकारीगण और कर्मचारीगण, मैं संतोष कुमार साहब कलकत्ता से आप सभी को राम राम कहता हूँ। आशा करता हूँ आप जितने भी महानुभाव इस मीटिंग में प्रेजेंट हैं अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे। सर, मैं उन 12,000 कर्मचारियों का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ कि जिनकी कड़ी मेहनत का फल है कि आज हमें कंपनी फर्स्ट टाइम 10 या 5 डिविडेंड दे रही। सर, ये उन्हीं का फल है कि आप मुझे डिविडेंड मिल रहा है। मैं आपके सेक्रेटरी विक्रांत का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, उनकी टीम में केतकी का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, जिनकी अच्छे रिलेशनशिप बनाने में और हमें सहयोग करने में मीटिंग के लिए काफी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सर, मैं जो अपने अवार्ड्स और एक्लॉड मिले हैं उनके लिए भी आभार धन्यवाद देता हूँ कर्मचारियों को, जिनके मेहनत के कारण आज हमें ये अवार्ड एक्लॉड मिल रहे हैं। सर, मैं उनसे प्रार्थना करूंगा भविष्य में इसी तरह वो मेहनत करें जिससे हमें और ज्यादा अवार्ड्स और एक्लॉड मिलते रहे। सर, मैंने कुछ प्रश्न भेज दिए थे, फिर भी मेरे एक दो है कि सर अपने यहाँ वुमेन एम्प्लॉयमेंट बहुत कम है, सिर्फ 15% वुमेन एम्प्लॉयमेंट है, 100,779 है, जबकि 10,000 अपने जेंट्स है। सर, तो इनको एम्पावरमेंट करने के लिए, इनकी संख्या और इनका गैप कमती करने के लिए कंपनी क्या कदम उठा रही? सर, अपने टेक्नोलॉजी में है, कोई हार्ड वर्क भी नहीं है, तो मैं समझता हूँ फीमेल को ज्यादा से ज्यादा अगर मौका देंगे तो देश भी सख्त होगा, समाज भी सख्त होगा। सर, इसके बारे में जरूर बोर्ड अगली मीटिंग में विचार करिएगा। सर, एक सोलर एनर्जी के लिए आपने कोई अपने इंस्टॉलेशन किया है क्या? अगर किया है तो उसकी क्या परसेंटेज एट प्रोजेक्ट में है, और वह जो है अपने टोटल एनर्जी यूज की कितनी परसेंटेज अपने को वहां से मिल रही है, इसके बारे में अगर बताएं तो जो अच्छा रहेगा। सर, और ज्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं कहूंगा क्योंकि मुझे मालूम है टाटा ग्रुप के बारे में कोई प्रश्न करना भी हमें, क्योंकि वो अपने पैरामीटर सब कंप्लीट रखते हैं। आपकी बैलेंस शीट में ऐसा कोई पैरामीटर नहीं है जो आपने कंप्लीट नहीं किया हो, अतः आपके बारे में प्रश्न नहीं है। बस मेरा जो कंसर्न वुमेन एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए, इसको जरूर आप जवाब दीजिए, और सोलर के लिए। और अगले साल से बीसी मीटिंग रखिए जिससे पूरे इंडिया के जो शेयर होल्डर, करिए आपके 2 लाख शेयर होल्डर है, करिए 11 लाख, है तो पूरे इंडिया में फैले हुए हैं, विदेश में फैले हुए हैं, तो वो अपने कर्मचारी के प्रति जो काम कर रहे हैं आभार प्रकट कर सके, अपनी भावना प्रकट कर सके, इसलिए आप जरूर बीसी मीटिंग रखिए सर। एक बार फिर आप जितने भी डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी हैं, उनको फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2024-25 की शुभकामना देता हूँ है, और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि सभी अच्छे से स्वस्थ और हेल्दी और प्रोस्पेर रहे, और आपके साथ में से आपकी फैमिली का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ जो आपके बैकअप में आपको इस उत्साह देती है, जिससे कि आप कंपनी का अच्छा काम करें और हमें रिजल्ट मिले। तो उन कर्मचारियों और आपके परिवार का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ जिनके बैकअप से आज हमारी कंपनी इतनी आशा और हमारे इतने काम कर रहे हैं। राम राम, धन्यवाद जी।
राम राम, धन्यवाद. I'll now call Mr. Ashish Bansal, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting.
Mr. Bansal, thank you so much for joining us. We are ready for your question. Mr. Bansal, can we have your question, please? Mr. Bansal, could you please respond? So Mr. Bansal is not responding at the moment. With your permission, can we go to the next one?
Okay. Maybe we'll try and connect Mr. Bansal again later on. So meanwhile, may I now call Mr. Yashpal Chopra, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting, please?
Mr. Yashpal Chopra, we are ready for your question.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Myself Yashpal Chopra calling from Delhi. Sir, I'm a lucky shareholder that I got the share, though in the promoter quota. No problem, because I, along with my wife, we had applied, but only I got it. So I'm very much proud of the management, Tata Group, because I'm having almost all the companies of Tata in my portfolio. And as regards your company, I am associated with your company since 1980, when it was Telco, Tata Locomotive and Engineering Company. I have been associated since that time, and when these both divisions, those automatic and those engineering division, those they were bifurcated, and the first Ratan Tata ji made Tata Motor in 1995, and then he made Tata Techno in 1997. So I am associated with the group, with the company since that, and that is why I am very much proud of the visionary management. Our management is very much visionary. They can foresee the things, the coming things for the next 50 years and like that. Because as a proof, I can tell you, sir, that in the 18th century, when the people were just fighting for the freedom movement, at that time, our Jamshedji was thinking as what after independence. And that is why he had just gone for the steel plant in a jungle, and with that jungle has been now converted to a big industrial city. So that shows the visions of the Tatas. So I am very much proud of that, and that is why I am holding my investment in almost all the companies of Tata. And Mr. Our Chandrasekharan ji, he knows me very well because of that thing, sir. Sir, I must congratulate the management for the excellent performance. Why? Because there has been a all-round growth in revenue, PBT, PAT, ROC, EPS, EBITDA, and even the dividend which has been declared, that is an investor-friendly dividend, more than 10 rupees. This is a very big thing. And even the IPO, while uh, bringing that IPO to the market, you had left a lot for the investors, and virtually on allotment, the people enjoyed that benefit. So I must say that our management is very much investor friendly. Sir, uh, I have got one query that though our earnings, our company is multinational, and we have our revenue is on a solid footing. But what is the ratio of foreign exchange in that? That I just wanted to find out. That you please just mark that point. So just to proceed further, our company has an excellent future because so long our PM Modi is there, and I know that our company as well as our country will make a grand progress in the times to come. So have got a sound, strong faith in both in our PM as well as in our Tata Group. Sir, as regards the dynamic management over there, uh, I will just compliment even to I will compliment to our chairman Mr. Mukherjee, our MD Mr. W.H. Harris, and particularly to Madam Sukanya, because so long she was in Tata Consultancy, we have been enriched very much through that company, and that is because that we were having a dynamic director over there. Now that dynamic director is in our company, so this is a matter of pride for us, sir. Sir, as regard that your CSR activities, you are training the people, you are making them skillful, and at the same time, after training them, you are giving them employment. This is a very big thing, and you are supplementing the dream of our Prime Minister. This is a matter of pride for us, sir. And sir, that I have got a query, sir, that our company before coming to this public, before coming to this listing, even then it was a company declaring dividend and all that, and the shareholders must be the members of the promoter family or your friends and all that. But if that was there, the number of the shareholders might not be very much at that time. Why this unpaid dividend has been sent to IEPF? Why not our secretarial department contacted those people? Why those dividends have not been given to those persons who were entitled for that? So that means I must find out as to what is the policy of our corporate governance as regard to the distribution of unpaid dividend. So this is my second query, sir. Sir, I can speak a lot, no problem, but I know I have just because I wanted to join this meeting, I have left Hindustan Unilever because even with that I was associated for the last 40 years. But because this was my first meeting and I wanted to salute you all, I wanted to compliment you, so that is why I joined this thing, sir. Sir, before I wind up, I must thank our CFO, Madam Savita, our company secretary, Mr. What you call Venkat, no, Vikrant, Mr. Vikrant, and the team. Madam Ketki has given us a very close attention. She has just seen that we are not left out. So this is a very big thing, and I expect that your team of this corporate governance shall maintain that relationship with the shareholders, because small shareholders, their blessings are having the atomic power, and once you just keep them abreast, once you just respect them, so that will be in the interest of the company. So before I wind up, I would request that the management must think of sending some kind of mementos or something like that to the speakers over here, so that they can place that thing in their showcase, and they can just tell that we are the part of this brilliant blue chip company. So this is my earnest request. And before I close, I wind up, I pray God for the positivity to this company, to the management, to the dedicated employees, because that positivity means the strength of the company. Strength of the company means the strength of my investment. So best of luck to you. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of blessing from me. I am a super senior citizen, around 85 years old, and holding all Tata Group companies. So I'm proud of that. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chobat. I will now call Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain to speak, please.
Sir, unfortunately, Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain couldn't join the meeting today.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Can we please go ahead with the next speaker shareholder?
All right. May I ask Mr. Kankala Bharat Raj to speak?
Mr. Bharatraj, we are ready for your question. We would also request you to please turn on your video if possible. Mr. Kankala Bharatraj, we are ready for your question. Could you please respond? Mr. Bharatraj, can we have your question, please? Sir, he's not responding. Would you like to move to the next speaker?
Yes, we'll move on to the next speaker and maybe we'll come back to Mr. Bansal and Mr. Bharatraj after this at the end for one more try. Now, may I call Mr. Tamal Kumar Majumdar, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting, please?
Mr. Tamal Kumar, we are ready for your question.
Respected Mukherjee sir, Shailesh, is it okay?
Yes, yes, you're visible, we are and audible. So please go ahead.
After a long time, Mr. Mukherjee sir, notice your presence.
Correct.
Respected Mukherjee sir, Shailesh ji, Balaji sir, Mr. Harris, and other directors of the company. Nice to see all of you in good health and spirit. Myself, Tamal Kumar Majumdar, an equity shareholder from Kolkata. Our company secretary Bikram Gandhe and his team consists of Ketaki, Karandikar, and others must be complimented for maintaining cordial relationship with shareholders. He sent me the copy of the annual report and also the link for the meeting well in advance so that we may do my homework and attend the meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for sharing your remarks and Mr. Harris for his thoughtful presentation. But what I noted that Mr. Harris and Mrs. Balachandran both are comfortable as it appears in sharing more information with the analysts than its shareholders. Sir, I saw the analyst presentation and what Mr. Harris presented today, it is nothing but recapitulation of the old one. And sometimes he changed only in this figure. He changed automotive revenue 87% to 86%, and from the employees from 12,688 to 13,000. And there are so many figures for analysts and not for the shareholders. It gives a wrong impression. The company as if they are not interested in sharing more information with the shareholders. It's 2 months old. Your analyst presentation happened on 3rd May 2024. And you were at the meeting, we are meeting at the end of this month. And what you said that the analyst presentation, that we are currently engaged in several large deal discussion and existing customers and and it may convert in the current quarter. You said nothing about this after 50 days. Sir, in A also, as regards your BMW agreement also, you told the analysts, it may start working in the second half of the year. But you remained mum for the shareholders. Why? We think we have every right to know. As I am an informed shareholder, I used to do my homework, downloading all these factors. Then I noticed. Nobody noticed that. I think you must be. When you were saying, don't think the shareholders are dumb or spectator, or they don't know anything. They are only concerned about the dividend and packets. I think that will not. There are some shareholders, they used to read. So I think from next time, it will not happen. But it's a trend, what I am noticing. What analyst presentation is being made in another Tata company, same thing happened. What was presented before the analyst, after 2 months, that is being shown to us. I think that should not happen. That should not. I have nothing personal against you and Mrs. Balachandran, nothing personal. I think I must say something about that.
We get the point. So, yes.
I have gone through the annual report and I have some queries relating to audited accounts and other matters and seek your indulgence, sir. During financial year 24, the company declared better results with a revenue growth of 15.9% in rupee terms and 15% growth in operating EBITDA, and at 18.4%, PAT margin stood at 13.3%. Total company gross margin was 28.4% during financial year 24 against 28.6% during financial year 23. Standalone profit before tax increased abnormally from 332.15 crore in financial year 23 to 819.43 crore in financial year 24, mainly due to massive dividend of 362.36 crore received from subsidiaries during financial year 24. The increase was mainly due to the increase in the profit received of dividend. How the company is doing during the Q1 of financial year 25 and your expectation for the whole year. Sir, it is observed that out of total consolidated revenue of 5,117.20 crore during financial year 24, 87% came from automotive sector and 2,080.65 crore or more than 40% revenue contributed by 3 major customers for service and technological solutions. Too much dependence on major customers is not at all a good idea. What steps the management is taking to decrease the said dependence? As regards service segment revenue is concerned, 86% provided by auto segment and remaining 14% by non-auto segment in Q4 of financial year 24. Do you expect any change in this regard during the current year? 14% to any change you are expecting? So the company is also in the business of purchase and sale of technology solutions. During financial year 24, standalone basis, it made a purchase of 668.62 crore and sale of 809.72 crore. As per the annual report, technology solutions include revenue from academic upskilling and reskilling solutions and value-added reselling of software. From whom they used to purchase technology solutions? From within the group, whether in TCS or other company, or from not within the group, outside the group. And whether the company will outsource the academic upskilling and reskilling from outside, or why don't they go for their in-house software like that? Why they are not going? Why they are depending on outside? Is it profitable, more profitable to us? Sir, company signed 12 large deals, which included $150 million plus deal and 5 deals in the range of 5 to 25 million. What is the total deal value executed as on 31st March 2024? How it is moving during Q1 of financial year 25? Please share your thoughts. As Mr. Harris told the analyst on 3rd May 2024, that we are currently engaged in several large deal discussions with existing and new customers and anticipate an upstick in deal conversions in the current quarter. What what is and will be the contribution of our parent Tata Motors and the subsidiary JLR in respect of current future deals with us in the coming months, years. So the company also signed a landmark strategic agreement with BMW Holdings by Netherlands to establish a JV in India subject to regulatory approvals. Mr. Harris told analysts that they expect regulatory approvals within a couple of months and it will commence operations sometimes in the second half of financial year 25. Would you please share other details like investment, proposed profitability of the project and its impact on our overall profitability during financial year 25 onwards? Present status is to be disclosed, sir. So, your voluntary attrition during Q4 was 14.5%. And Mukherjee sir, which is larger than TCS's 12.5%. It was 2% more than that.
Yes.
And what the company, what steps the company is taking to decrease attrition rate further? And sir, another 2 points. And there is a new trend, sir. In what I noted in the analyst presentation of a company, as regards A is artificial intelligence is concerned, there is a new trend that companies are investing in AI startups. So whether we have any such thinking, whether our company has any thinking of investing in AI startups. And I want to know your position as regards artificial intelligence is concerned as regards our company. And so, company's days sales outsourcing or DSO unbilled and billed was 83 days during Q4 of financial year 24, which appears high in nature. Want to know your view in this regard. And last point, sir, why it is taking so much time in respect of liquidation of Tata Technologies Mexico SADCV, despite appointment of liquidator on 20th December 2019. Please share details in this aspect, disclosing the reason for such abnormal delay. Thank you all for patient hearing. And I am again repeating, sir, there is no malice in saying those things. Huh? There is no malice.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
No, we understand. We understand, Mr. Thank you very much for your comments and suggestions. And thank you. Probably we'll try one more time to go back to the two previous speakers who have registered themselves and who have not been able to connect. Should we try Mr. Bansal? Ashish Bansal, please.
Sure, sir. Mr. Ashish Bansal, I hope we can take your question again now. If you can hear us, could you please unmute yourself and respond? Mr. Bansal, can we have your question, please? So Mr. Bansal is not responding. Mr. Bansal, if you can hear us, we can always have your question sent to us via the email.
Okay, so maybe we'll try Mr. Bharatraj once again.
Sure, sir. Mr. Bharatraj, could you please unmute yourself and we are ready for your question. Mr. Bharatraj, if you could please respond. Mr. Bharatraj, I can see you're still on mute. Sir, both of the shareholders are not responding. I think that brings us to the end of all the questions from all the shareholders. I believe we can go ahead with the answers over to the board members.
All right. So thank you everyone for your very detailed and insightful questions. Let me try and address the questions. I've taken some notes when you were raising the questions, and what I thought would be better is to respond by on certain topics in one shot, so that I can address questions of a number of shareholders together. While answering these questions, I will try and name some of the shareholders who have raised these questions, including the questions that you have raised, so that you know that your question has been answered. See, for example, the first one that I would like to take is related to the future plans, roadmap, and related topic that was raised by Mr. Bopanna. The couple of questions that he had. Then Mr. Bothra had questions in the same direction over next to 3 to 5 years. What are the opportunities? Mr. Tiwari had questions related to the roadmap, and then we had Mr. Saraf. He's also had something similar also in terms of the capital expenditure. And Mr. Bansal, anyway, it was not able to log on. So I will try and address the questions related to these future plans and roadmap. So if you, to understand that, first what we have to understand is what is the company that we are doing today. And once we have a clear view of that, then we can understand, we can try and analyze what are the changes that are that we see that are coming in. Some of that has already got initiated. Some of that we are already working on. And so that will give us some idea of what the company is doing as far as our future plan and roadmap is concerned. What the company is doing, I think you have gone through the presentation that Warren made, and quite a few of you who raised the questions also appreciated the presentation made by him. And Mr. Majumdar is an exception. What he mentioned is some of the facts presented in that presentation is old. But I think, Mr. Majumdar, to be fair, what I would like to address is that since this is an AGM covering for the last financial year, so Warren was restricted to make his comments only for the last financial year. So please keep that in mind. And I'm sure as the quarters progress, he will be in a position to meet all your expectations as we go forward regarding what we have been doing in this particular quarter. So in the AGM, we will restrict our questions and answers to the last financial year itself and where we are. So from a business point of view, as you know, that we are a product engineering company. We are focusing on in the engineering space and also in the digital transformation as the offerings, primarily in the as service offerings. In addition to that, we also have technology solutions that we provide to our customers. Now, our product engineering, digital transformation, these services are mostly or primarily focused towards manufacturing customers. That has been our focused area. And within focused areas of manufacturing, I think some of you pointed out that automotive segment becomes the largest segment. Somewhere around 86-87% of our revenue comes from there, or our services revenue comes from there. And in addition to that, we also looked at some of the adjacent areas within manufacturing where we could grow and where we could deploy the kind of capability, kind of skill sets that we have built over a period of time. And these primarily are the industry and heavy machinery is one area that we looked at, that is where we are working on, and aerospace is the other side that we have been working on. Now, if we look at the kind of disruptions that are coming in, for which we need to plan ourselves, for which we have to, so that the company is ready to meet our customers' requirement. First and foremost is from a technology point of view, if you look at it, is artificial intelligence, machine learning, generative AI, and some of you talked about it and some other questions later on. We'll go into those details at a later point in time. But broadly speaking, these technologies are helping the processes so that these become much more efficient. The quality improves because you are able to go through prior models and able to predict the kind of quality, look at the kind of material or look at the design, the concept that you have, and then reduce the time frame or the elapsed time from conceptual design to final launch of the vehicle. So these things are happening. So these are the benefits, and a major benefit comes in the consumer space directly, where consumers are demanding services. And in going forward, the software developed vehicles, and in terms of, let's say, I think Mr. Bopanna had also asked for driver assistance systems and things like that. So these are the areas where there is a lot of focus, there is a lot of demand, and the software-defined vehicles are also, in the future, will give capability to the OEMs to primarily bring out the new versions or the new capabilities through updates of software directly. So instead of having the complete car change, you can go through by changing the software, and some of that updates could be done over the net itself. So these are some of the benefits that are coming in. And the good part is that we are already working on in some of these areas with our customers. Secondly, if you look at the changes that are coming in are in terms of the smart manufacturing, and which is giving us an opportunity to integrate the information technology as well as the operational technology, and then get a combined or an integrated view of where the production line is, what kind of inventories that we have, and helping us manage things better. So this is an area where we have again got involved and we have done good work. And I think Warren presented the case that we have done for Tata Motors in Sanand. And that has given a fairly good idea about what goes on and given us a capability, which we are taking it for our other customers. So that is one. Then if you look at the kind of work that is happening at our customers' sites, where they're focused on sustainability. And this is giving rise to more and more, let's say, share of vehicles where the emissions are low and people are moving towards more electric vehicles, more hybrid vehicles, or trying out different other propulsion systems. And this is again an area, if you look at your company, we are proud to say that we have experience of doing more than 20 full vehicle life cycle from beginning to the end that we have done in the electric vehicle space in the last couple of years or so. So this is the kind of capability that we have built. And as the time progresses, these are the areas where we will get more and more opportunities. This is the area where we are seeing a lot of demand, and we are building our capability in these areas. So going forward, I think from a planning point of view, if you look at what the company is doing is we are ensuring that we build the necessary capability in these areas. Our talent pool, we are ensuring that everyone goes through Gen AI kind of courses, capability, so that we are able to meet customers' demand. And then if you look at the sales force, the upgradation of the sales force, so that we are able to present the capability that we have in a more informed way to our customers or to our prospects is something that is happening. We are focusing on certain market segments where we see a lot of demand and improving our sales force or sales capability in these markets. So these are some of the activities that will go on in the future. Now, I think Mr. Bopanna had driver assistance systems, where all that I can say is that our main role is in looking at these ADAS sensors, the radars, cameras, do the specification for the suppliers of these equipments, and then take these systems and integrate with the actual vehicle architecture of the OEM and implement these systems there. So that is what is happening. And the future is again going towards more of connected software-defined vehicles. I think we talked about it, which will get into a lot of infotainment or any other things that the customers demand. So those kind of solutions will be there. So I guess this is related to the future plans and roadmap related questions that we had. And I think Mr. Saraf had asked about the capital expenditure plan. Mr. Saraf, your capital expenditure, I'm trying to address your question in Hindi since you asked that in Hindi. Is हमारा जो capital expenditure plan है वो हम लोग एक सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी है तो हमारा capital expenditure ज़्यादा होता नहीं है, minimal है, and it is something which is not very material. तो और 5 साल का जो फ्यूचर है उसमें कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर के ऊपर ज्यादा कमेंट इस समय करना मुश्किल है. So I will not really comment on that point beyond what I have mentioned at this stage. So now I would like to take the second topic, which is again related to the same thing, which is in terms of the future roadmap and things, and in terms of the initiatives taken by the company for growth. And in this, there are some specific questions that have come in. One was by Mr. Bothra, which is related to the collaboration with Tata Groups, and specifically he has asked about Agratas and what we are doing there. Mr. Saraf also has asked about the new products or technology that we have introduced. And so these are some of the questions. And I think overall comment related to our market preparation, the way we are going to grow, that remains the same as what I just addressed earlier. Now, from if you look at the Agratas relationship, I think Warren covered that in his presentation, where he mentioned that we are working along with the Agratas very in a collaborative manner in terms of the battery manufacturing and casing kind of areas that we have. And we are also associated with Agratas in their sustainability journey. So these are the two areas that we are working with them. And from a new product point of view, I think I described some of that activity that we have been doing in the software-defined vehicle space, in AI and Gen AI related areas, the kind of technology that we are bringing in, and the kind of case studies that we are doing for some of our customers. So in the manufacturing sector, if you see, it's still pretty nascent as far as Gen AI usage is concerned. Most of the use cases are in the customer domain or the consumer domain, where the consumers are asking for certain facilities, certain functions, which are better addressed through Gen AI. And the other side is in terms of, let's say, the warranty applications, in terms of understanding the quality of the systems or the vehicles that you're producing, in terms of reducing the total production life cycle. These are some of the areas, and predictive maintenance are some of the areas where the AI and Gen AI models are being used. And we have done these kind of engagements for our customer, and we are continuously upgrading our skill sets, upgrading our knowledge base in these areas. Then I think we talked about some of the work that we are also doing with the BMW, what we will be addressing in the BMW space. And I think the JV, what was discussed, so that will be the new areas like the software-defined vehicles, etc. Those are the so this will give us an opportunity to get into more details and develop more skill sets for our growth in the future. Now, the next area is, I think, in terms of the security, cyber security. Mr. Bopana asked an interesting question in terms of cyber security. If you look at it, has two aspects. One, I think he said, is how are you ensuring that misuse of technology does not happen? And secondly, I think the other way to look at it is also that we have our own IT systems, and our systems are connected to our customer sites. How are we ensuring that our own systems are protected from cyber threats? So I think in the first case, where we are working with our customers to evaluate what kind of cyber security protocols that they have, what kind of tool sets that they have deployed, and we are helping them analyze that and then suggesting a solution which will improve the security that they have, given the future direction of connected vehicles which are connected to cloud, given the vehicles and the kind of software upgrades that will happen over the net. So this is a very relevant area, and this is an area where we are also focused on building our capabilities further for our customers, because we want to help them ensure that their products are, the cyber threats are taken care of. So we will definitely do the needful there. Secondly, from our own internal systems point of view, we do have a very strong IT team, which has a very well-defined network architecture, and the system definitions are very well defined, and there are protocols and processes in place where we are monitoring on a regular basis. We have deployed the kind of tools that are required to look at any attempts to break into our systems, and we take necessary action. The layers of security that are required, these things are in place. And we are very proud that so far we have been able to restrict the kind of attempts that are there, I think, in almost all the organizations. and our team is doing a fantastic job there. So thank you, Mr. Bopanna, for your question on this. Now, I think I'll get into the competition landscape. This is again a question that Mr. Bopanna had asked, in terms of who are our competitors in terms of engineering, design, digital manufacturing, and also what differentiates our products from our competitions. So I think if you look at TTL, your company, I think we are the only ESP that provides end-to-end coverage from production definition to launch and aftermarket across the new product introduction cycle. There are not many players who have this end-to-end capability. So from conceptualization to the design of the vehicle, from there on, going ahead with the launching or the production space, having smart manufacturing, helping the organizations with that side, and then after market services, and also to ensure that the customers or the consumers, they are getting the kind of help or from the vehicles. So that is what we are doing now. Given that there are not many players who have this kind of capability, we do have competition which are in different sub areas of this entire life cycle. And but overall, I think we are the ones who have this kind of capability. But outside India, probably there are a couple of other smaller ESP players, smaller players who will have similar kind of capability that we have. So now, as I mentioned earlier, I think when we talked about the future growth, the future plan, that we are very proud that we have engaged in engineering close to 20 plus full vehicle programs in the last couple of years. And this is a key strength that we have. And we will continuously help our customers move from ICE to EV, hybrid, hydrogen, or any other propulsion systems that comes out. And so this is where we stand, and differentiation of our products from competitors is our capability, I think, is the one that differentiates ourselves. If you look at our ranking as far as the Innov ranks are concerned, in India, we are the #1 ESP full services player. And this also gets vindicated by the fact that we were chosen by BMW in their quest to find someone with whom they will set up a JV for doing their future work as far as the automotive space is concerned. So this is this one. Now I think in terms of Gen AI, machine learning, I think this is an area where there have been quite a few questions. Mr. Bopanna has asked, I think then we had Mrs. Mascarenas, she asked, Mr. Bothra has questions in this area, and Mr. Saraf also had questions related to the future, since it is AI based, so what the organization will be doing. I think some of it I've already covered in answering my first question, where we talked about the future when we are doing our roadmap. What are the disruptions that are going to come in? Which are the areas that are going to impact our business? And I think the technology advancement is going to impact almost all industry segments. So it is including the automotive segment, including the IHM segment, and including the aerospace. So these are the three main areas or three main sub verticals that we are focusing on. And at the same time, this will also impact your own company, which is TTL, the way we are doing our engagements for our customers. We could, and we are trying various activities or doing internal product development for our own internal use for generative AI and for and machine learning, where we are looking at, for example, how things have been done in the past and what are the things that we can look at in terms of identifying people, in terms of looking at what kind of capability do we need. And these areas, and even in finance domain, there are areas where we have use cases where we have been using these technologies. So going towards in the future, as well as our business is concerned from a customer point of view, software-defined vehicles, generative AIs are the ones that will definitely have a lot of scope and a lot of opportunity. So this is an area that we look at as an opportunity for us, for our growth, and this will definitely give us that Now, let us get into the reskilling aspect, because as we have talked about, this is something that Mr. Bopanna asked, is when we are looking at the future, the AI, Gen AI, machine learning, or let's say smart manufacturing and different other areas. So the impact of these technology advancement or innovation is that we need to have capability in order to meet or in order to provide solutions to our customers. And how are we doing it? One of the primary things is that we have to have our workforce that is trained and that appreciates the kind of technology that we are talking about and how it is impacting the whole manufacturing vertical. And in order to do that, we have our own training programs, and we are also taking help of some of our partners in order to get these trainings done. Training is theoretical, but at the same time, there is something that is related to trying things out, and that is where we talked about kind of tools that we are developing internally, which is also helping our people to try these things and come up with solutions and gain experience. And at the same time, we are also working with our customers where we are using some of these skills and some of this technology, and that is again helping us develop these skill set for our workforce. We have said that the entire organization has to be trained on Gen AI, and at the moment, I think we have almost about 20% of our total workforce has been trained on Gen AI, and the rest is something that we are planning to go ahead and get our workforce trained in these technologies. Now, I think while we are talking about the manufacturing segment and automotive and IHM as well as aerospace, I think Mr. Majumdar had asked the question which somehow I missed, and I think the same thing is there in another question where it's been pointed out that our 86 to 87% revenue is coming from automotive segment, and going forward, what it is going to be. And are we planning, or what are the steps that we are taking to grow other segments? If you look at the kind of work that we are doing in aerospace and in terms of IHM area, that has been the focus where we are using the same skills, competitive knowledge that we have to grow our business, get the deals, and grow our business in these areas. So, in terms of let's say future, what this number will be. If you look at our last year, I think if you saw Warren's presentation, the growth of these areas were, I think, close to 25-26% within the services space, so which has been a significant growth. And we are getting the necessary mind share of our customers in these spaces. And I believe that we do have the basic capability and we are getting the mind share. And in future, we will be able to develop these sectors and so that they contribute more towards our total revenue pie. Now, coming to the education business, I think this is an area where there have been a few questions, and probably one was from Mr. Bopanna in terms of Assam government, what we are doing. Dr. Jamadar had asked that in the product and education business, the growth has been a bit flattish. What is it that we are trying to do? And Mr. Ramaswamy had questions related to this area, and he wanted this to be addressed. And if I look at Mr. Bopanna's question, that's probably easier to answer. It is we are working on delivering 61 training centers, ITIs, to Assam government, and we are likely to deliver all the centers in the next 6 to 9 months. Once the ITIs are ready, it is expected that the Assam government will operationalize the new age courses like Industry 4.0 and electric vehicles in these ITIs. So Industry 4.0 is something that I talked about, touched upon when we talked of the smart manufacturing domain, primarily in the Industry 4.0 area. Now, Mr. Jamadar's question of the technology solution business, the growth, if you look at our revenue has grown by almost 28%. And our margin profile in this business is range bound because primarily you're looking at products and which you are reusing, reselling, and at the same time you are using some of our internal products. This is an area where Mr. Majumdar also had a question that are we getting most of our products from outside and we are selling, or are we using our internal products as well? So, and why do we go outside? Why not use our own internal products? So, I think if you look at our education business, which is part of our overall technology solutions, we are using products like the hardware, like the overall networking, like the desktops, etc. What is required in an ITI to have a complete classroom setup, including the experiential kind of things of the boards and everything else that will be required, which is not produced internally. These are not something that we manufacture internally. So these are things that we have our own partner ecosystem from who participate with us in the deal, and then they provide these components. And at the same time, there are educational components. Some of it are the basic educational product, which is I Get It, which is our internal product. These we use. And wherever we do not have the necessary educational courseware of our own, we depend on our partner ecosystem to get these courseware for our customers. So this is something that we are doing as far as this thing is concerned. And so for when it comes to this educational software, Mr. Majumdar, we also look at continuously evaluate that is it better for us to build that product ourselves internally and we will do that provided it helps us in training our own workforce. If not, then it is better to go for something that is readily available, which we can deploy and complete our requirements for the education business. So this is in a nutshell what we are doing. And I think Ramaswamy had also asked that is it really a CSR activity or is it a commercial activity? So, Mr. Ramaswamy, I guess you understand by now that this is education business per se is our commercial activity. But in the CSR space, again, we do a lot of work in the education space. I think Warren covered that in his presentation when we talked about the STEM education, where we are providing the necessary capability or the necessary products or the knowledge so that people who are undertaking STEM programs, they get benefited. And that is one that we are doing. Similarly, we are doing, I think we talked about the EVE program or the second generation in terms of women, where second career option, where we are training them, and then people who are in these spaces and people who are able to, and at the end of that program, there is an evaluation, and those who go through that evaluation successfully are offered a job within TTL also. So I think this is something that will address Mr. Saraf's question. I'll come to that in a while. So those are our CSR activities. But the ones that we are doing for most of our state governments or the universities, in terms of, so these are our commercial deals which we do. So that is part of our business. And as far as our total share of business and everything else is concerned, this is all put together in technology solutions, and these are mentioned in our annual reports also in detail. I think if we go to the next one, I think the question was related to R&D and what kind of spend do we have. And this was from Mr. Kaushik as well as from Mr. Ramaswamy had a similar kind of question. Okay, Mr. Kaushik also had a question related to the competitive landscape. I think that we have addressed. Now, in terms of R&D spend, we are in an engineering kind of a product engineering space. We talked about the kind of disruptions, kind of technology innovations that are coming in, which is going to change the way we do things and which is helping our customers bring in more sustainable products as far as their own product line is concerned. So in this space, there is a fair amount of R&D that goes on. But the only problem is this R&D is all-encompassing. It is part of various activities. This is not as a one specific unit which is doing R&D. So as a result, it is very difficult to give you what exactly the number is and how it is going to pan out in the future. But I would like to assure you that your company is keeping its focus on the way the technology is progressing and how it is being used and what are the use cases. And we are doing a fair amount of work in these areas. And all that gets captured. And that is something that will help us in identifying what are the things that we have to do for the future. And we did talk about, for example, let's say why I'm saying it is difficult is some of the internal development that we do for training, for making sure that our people understand these technologies and get the hands-on experience. This is again, in a way, it is related to R&D. Now, how do you capture all this? These are something that probably we will be looking at in the future as to how do we do that. But at this stage, it's fair to say that we are primarily ensuring that we have complete focus in this area and we are taking care of having our eyes and ears open so that we can prepare ourselves for the future. And there's a question related to the margin and what we are doing to improve our margins. And in terms of, I think Mr. Shah had question, and in fact, Mr. Sharad Kumar also had question related to that. And Mr. Bansal, though he could not join us, but he had sent a question over mail, so I thought it will be better to respond to this. Is in terms of if you look at our margins, I think we have been focused and we have been growing our margins. There are many levers that are available to us for improving our margins. In terms of, let's say, the employee pyramid that we have, in terms of on-site offshore ratio, how many people on-site, how many people offshore, because the cost of operation is different. In terms of the skill profile that we have. And these are some of the parameters that we are monitoring. And at the same time, we also review constantly the contractor mix that we have in our engagements and whether we need contractors or can we do the work internally. And so these parameters are taken into account and we are constantly evaluating, constantly working on this to improve our margins. You would have noticed that our margin has improved as far as this financial year is concerned. And going forward, our work is continuing in this area and we will continuously focus and improve our margins better than where we are at this point in time. So as far as the other part of this equation is, of course, pricing, which is an important part. And we are also reviewing the kind of the pricing that we get based on the kind of capability that we offer to our customers and what can be done. And so these are the various ways in which we are reviewing and we are constantly, our endeavor is to go for higher margin, improve our margins. I think Mr. Shah also had a question related to standalone performance compared to consolidated, where he said standalone performance was higher. I think this is something that probably Mr. Majumdar answered, where he said that it was primarily because of the dividend that we got from our subsidiaries, and which is absolutely right in that space. And in the consolidated books, the said dividend gets eliminated. So as a result, in the consolidated space, you don't see that. You don't see that. And then I think there was a question related to, again, Mr. Shah only, Yuvraj Shah had asked, related to employment. Consolidated cost is higher than what it is there in the standalone space. So I think, and the PAT being lower than employment cost. So in our company, I think in the software business, our primary cost is the cost of, if you look at the cost of operation, it is the people cost will be the most significant part of that. So as a result, the people cost will be high because that is the main asset with which we are delivering our services to our customers. And related to Consolidated financials, if you see, this includes the cost of employment of our subsidiaries as well, and majority of that is outside India. So employment cost there is high. So as a result, but if you look at the overall, when we do that, that is where the on-site offshore ratio and these things come into the picture, and we need to balance things out for depending on the kind of capability, kind of skill set that you need, what kind of on-site mix that you would like to have, and what is the kind of mix that you would like to have at offshore to balance the costs and generate the margins that you need. So I hope I've addressed the question related to this. And I think there have been some questions by Mr. Shah related to the TML shareholders, the IPO, and mostly the IPO processes, and whether we got the right treatment or the kind of benefits that were expected. See, what I can state is that we have gone through a fairly transparent process as far as the IPO is concerned. And if you look at, as we said, the kind of demand was phenomenal when we came out with the IPO, which was, and given that demand, if you look at the allocation, was the minimum allotment was 30 years, but given the kind of demand that we had, which was 69 times, it was not possible to give allotment to all the applicants of our IPO because the minimum was 30. So these are some of the issues that we had, or some of the reasons for you feeling that you were left out. If you have any specific questions, I would request you to kindly address those to our company secretary. And you mentioned that there have been some questions which were answered, some of them were not answered. We will definitely review into that, sir. And if there is anything that has not been answered properly, I'll assure you that our company secretary team will ensure that those get answered and those get addressed. And meanwhile, if you have anything else that you would like to know there, please do not hesitate to contact our company secretary, Mr. Vikrant Gande. And as you heard from a number of shareholders, everybody has appreciated him and his team. And I'm sure he will like to keep that. And we will respond to him immediately based on the questions that he has. And somewhere, I think we said about delivering better returns for our shareholders. And I think that there, if you see, this is again related to the IPO. I think this has come from Mr. Sharad Kumar Shah only. That overall initial pickup that was given was 140% when the IPO was done. Now, where it settles, what it does is nothing that is controlled by the company, that is purely driven by the market. But from a dividend point of view, in the first year itself, we have declared a dividend of 10.05 rupees, 10 and 5 paisa per share. And these are the ways we are returning back to the shareholders. And going forward again, we will be returning to our shareholders based on our dividend allocation, based on our capital allocation policy that we will have. This is this one. Then I'm just referring to my notes of questions that we had. And Mr. Gupta mentioned that today our market cap is 40K and he is wishing that we will be 1 lakh crores. So thank you very much, sir. We hope that it does go there. But anyway, I think he also had a question related to digital outlook for the country. I think this is something that probably will not be fair on my part. I think he praised what the Prime Minister is doing, the way digital is working. And yes, we are very proud of what is going on in that space. There's a lot of progress as far as digital is concerned. A number of areas there that we are probably the leaders. And but as far as TTL is concerned, as far as your company is concerned, in the digital space, there are a number of activities that are happening. And the digital transformation for our customers, we have been working with quite a few customers, and we have been doing that. So now, I think one more question that Mr. Ramaswamy had was related to EVA, but I can say that we have not adopted EVA as of now, so we're not in a position to give you what the EVA of your company is. And I think Mr. Tiwari had quite a few questions related to the stocks and who owns how much. So if you look at, he wanted to know the institutional investors. I think if you look at pages 124 and 125 of the annual report, the breakup is given. Then I think there was a question related to the board, whether the company monitors the share trading by board members, officers, and by management. Now, we do monitor, and we have invested in software to monitor these transactions very carefully. And we also have to report, and we do all that as far as this side is concerned. And something. Then we have. I think there was a question from in the same space of who owns how much. There's a question related to how much Tata Motors own. This is again from, I think, Mr. Tiwari only. Post offer of sale of 2,62,75,000 equity shares. And at this stage, if you look at, we are 53.39% shares is what Tata Motors has in your company. Now, I think Mr. Saraf had a question related to diversity and women employment, and I think part of it I addressed earlier. Saraf Sahab, I think maybe since again you asked in Hindi, I can respond to you in Hindi. Maybe I'll summarize that in English as well for the other shareholders. जो women percentage अभी है वो 15% के आसपास है और इसको हम लोगों ने इम्प्रूव किया पिछले 1-2 सालों में और जो प्रॉब्लम है वो है कि इंजीनियरिंग हम लोगों का जो मेन रिक्रूटमेंट होता है वो मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग का हो जाता है अगर हम लोग एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में देखते हैं तो मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स एज सच वहाँ पे वुमेन परसेंटेज जो है वो ज़्यादा अभी भी उतना नहीं है दो ओवरऑल इंजीनियरिंग स्पेस वुमेन परसेंटेज जो है पहले के मुकाबले में काफी अच्छा हो गया मेरे टाइम पे जब मैं इंजीनियरिंग में था 1980 जब मैं पास आउट किया था उस समय टोटल हमारे बैच में 500-550 में करीब 10-15 लोग गर्ल्स स्टूडेंट्स थे तो वहां से तो अभी काफी अच्छा हो गया है परसेंटेज लेकिन गिवन द काइंड ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट दैट वी आर डूइंग हम लोग भी इंस्टीट्यूट्स के साथ काम कर रहे हैं सो दैट वी कैन इन्फ्लुएंस and we can get more and more girls going towards the engineering discipline which we need and kind of recruitment that we are doing in this space we are also focusing on किस तरह से women ज़्यादा हम लोग recruit कर पाए at engineering at the engineering colleges itself और उसके बाद दूसरा बहुत important चीज होता है कि which is how can we retain हमारे women employees को क्योंकि क्या देखते हैं कि women employee का जो attrition है वो शुरू में थोड़ा ज्यादा रहता है because of they going towards family way there are some other issues there are some challenges they get transferred here and there so as their husband so as a result once they so what kind of facilities what kind of flexibility जो हम लोग दे सके इसके हिसाब से so that we are able to retain women employees this is something that we are doing और एक और चीज है which is in terms of senior levels हमारा वुमेन एम्प्लॉयमेंट का जो परसेंटेज है वो थोड़ा कम है एंड दैट इज द एरिया दैट वी आर वर्किंग ऑन कि हाउ डू वी इम्प्रूव आवर वुमेन परसेंटेज एज फार एज द सीनियर लेवल्स आर कंसर्न दीज आर सम ऑफ द एक्टिविटीज जो जिसका रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है ये 1 साल 2 साल में नहीं आएगा इसमें लेकिन हमारा फोकस जरूर है उस साइड एंड उसमें हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं सो बेसिकली आई थिंक टू समराइज इट इन इंग्लिश इज यस women percentage has improved to 15%. We have done a lot of work in this area. And this is an area which takes time for the results to finally show. But our initiative or our effort is to focus and get the right mix. And in the engineering, when we go into engineering campuses, our focus is to get more and more girl students. Given our drive in terms of mechanical engineering, we are still not finding too many girls, but in terms of computer science, IT, and that area, we are definitely getting good participation of girl students. And once they come in, we are taking necessary steps to improve our this thing as the so that we are able to retain. In the senior space, our percentage is low compared to our overall percentage or compared to where we would like it to be, so mid to senior level. But I think if you look at our executive leadership team, there we have almost 50% as women leaders. So there is some success, but there are certain areas where we are working, which will take some time to get the results that we want. So this is in terms of diversity and women employment that the questions were raised and what we asked. Now, I think there are still a few questions, and I think there were some questions related to the environment, sustainability, ESG side. It was raised by Mrs. Mascarenas, Mr. Saraf, and a couple of others also. Sharad Kumar Shah. And I think when it talked about attrition, I think of women and other things, overall attrition, Mr. Majumdar had a comment that PTL attrition is 14.5, which is 2% higher than TCS. So I think your observation is absolutely right, sir. And we have been working on our reducing the attrition. And if you look at the level where we had gone to what the various initiatives that we have taken, it has, in the last few quarters, it has been continuously coming down. And now it is at 14.5%. So this overall for the year. And we are looking at various ways in terms of providing the right opportunity for our people, having necessary investment so that we can give them the right opportunities, give them the necessary training so that they can build their skills, build their competitive profile. And finally, it is the kind of work that they get and kind of treatment that they get within the team and the team engagement and initiatives. So these are some of the things that initiatives that has already taken place, and some of these are yielding results. And I'm sure going forward, we will again get back to our pre-COVID kind of retention levels. The only part is that probably we need to be a bit cognizant about is that we are in an engineering, product engineering kind of space, slightly different from general IT. And here the demand for the engineering outsourcing is increasing, and there are not too many players who can provide this skill set. So there is always a risk. And so that is why all the focus within the organization to ensure that we are able to retain and get our workforce, so that because the more of recruitment that you do, it again goes back and increases your cost and things like that. Always better to retain the skill set that you have and retain the employees. So we are focused on that. Now coming back to the ESG side, I think there are again two aspects to the ESG. One is what we are doing for our customers. We are helping our customers meet their ESG goals by providing solutions where they are going towards more and more of electric, hybrid, or different propulsion systems where their carbon emissions are negligible or zero. And in other spaces, again, in terms of reducing wastage and things like that, we have specific engagements that we do for our customers. Now, and that is again, ESG, as I said, when we talked about our future plan for our future growth, is an opportunity for us because this is something where we are seeing a lot of demand and we are winning deals. We are having a good pipeline as far as our customer segment is concerned in this specific technology space. Now, coming to our internal organization, I think we are primarily governed by our group ethos as far as the ESG space is concerned, and we are completely focused on sustainability. If you look at, I think there was a comment on the kind of energy that we consume. So if we see our infrastructure, primarily it is, we do not have any solar implementation per se, but there's something that is going on in this area, and we will definitely have solar implementation to cover part of our electricity needs for our campus, primarily. If we look at our data centers, we have been doing a lot of work in improving the way the electricity consumptions are there in these, consolidating the data centers so that we can reduce our electricity consumption. And I think someone asked what is the overall percentage of our renewable energy that we use. Of the total energy, I think it is below 5% that is renewable at this stage. And we are taking steps, as I said, in terms of solar, in terms of, let's say, working with other organizations. Primarily, we are dependent on the grid, the kind of electricity that we get. And we are also looking at how can we improve that to get better green energy. Now, electricity is one in terms of reducing our carbon percentage. But the other side is in terms of sustainability, we are going towards reuse, recycle, and reducing our wastage, be it paper, be it any other product that we have. We are a very responsible organization. Any electronic waste we dispose of through government audited suppliers who will take these and they will dispose it off properly. So we are doing that work very responsibly. If you look at the water side, we are again constantly focused that we do not waste water. We try and have some treatment and reuse water wherever we can for our campus cleaning and things like that. So these are some of the activities that are happening in this space. Now you're asked, I think someone asked about the parameters or the metrics that we have, and we are measuring all this. We're also measuring the kind of carbon overall footprint that we have, and our focus is to reduce this carbon footprint going forward and go towards net zero over a period of time. So we have not put a date as such, but I think this is something that the team is working on, and we will get there. So this is in terms of the ESG space, what we are doing. And I think someone asked about our ranking. I think this was in Warren's presentation, and we have also mentioned in my speech that we have been ranked by Zinnov as #2 globally and #1 in India, ESP provider. But someone wanted a very specific things about our digital space. But let's say in our domain, it is both combined. That is the way the ranking is done, and that is the rank that we have at this point in time. But from a deal win point of view and everything else, we are winning sufficient deals, which shows a vindication of the kind of ranking that Zinnov has done. I think if you looked at the kind of work that we are doing with BMW, or we are planning to do with BMW in our JV, is again a testament to the kind of capability and the ranking that we have in this space. Gender ratio, I think we have covered, and Mr. Majumdar had a question related to that overall manufacturing. 80% is from automotive sectors, 3 major customers. Part of it I had addressed earlier, and he talked about the anchor customers. These are the main ones, and in fact, he also talked about education business as something which is contributing. So number of customers are large customers are few, and that is, and I think as Warren presented, one of our large customers that has come down because we completed 2 major engagements of 2 SUVs from end-to-end vehicle development, and now we are mostly in that transition will be completed by end of this quarter, Q1 of this fiscal, and then we will be having primarily the maintenance related activities for those products that we have helped them design and launch. So that is what is happening. And as far as going forward, if you see the kind of effort is on to move customers, we also have a customer pyramid that we maintain. Customers with 1 million, 5 million, 10 million kind of spend that we are doing with our organization. And our constant endeavor is to evaluate each and every one of them and move them up so that we have more large customers. And focus is to win large deals and grow the footprint so that we have more larger organizations or customers for us. So then additionally, we have also got the additional adjacent spaces in terms of aerospace, in terms of industry, in terms of the heavy vehicles, heavy machinery and things like that. In the airspace side, you're aware of the kind of work that we have been selected by Airbus, and we are getting some of the engagement that we will be doing for them. So that is again looks to be an area where we will be growing faster. And Warren's presentation also covered that these two areas, it grew 25, 26% over the last year. So there is growth, but yes, considering that overall size of our automotive space is much higher, these two segments will take certain amount of time to grow, and our endeavor is to de-risk ourselves from the large customers. It does not mean that we won't go in large customers. We would not leave any opportunity as far as these large accounts or our anchor customers are concerned. We'll go after each and every one, but we will also try and improve our sales force, improve whatever we need to do to win more deals outside the anchor customers also, and try to build our customer pipeline so that we de-risk in a way that I think some of you have been suggesting. It's a good suggestion, and we are definitely working towards that. And I think Mr. Majumdar's question related to technical solutions in our education business, purchased from home, and why not use our internal tools. Mr. Majumdar, I think I addressed that earlier when we talked about the kind of things that we are purchasing are more of hardware and things like that. And we do have our internal tool of iGetIt, which we use. Mr. Bothra, I think, had requested if we can ask Mr. Warren Harris to speak more on the SDX ecosystem. I think if we get into the SDX ecosystem, it'll take a long time to cover the entire space. So I think briefly he has covered what it means. Some of it I have also commented on, which is primarily the software-defined vehicles and the entire ecosystem that you need in terms of driver assistance-related systems, in terms of let's say the infotainment area, what is going on, in terms of what the consumers are demanding for a better experience as far as vehicles are concerned. So even in, let's say, AI, Gen AI side, the kind of capability that are being talked about is, if you look at the past kind of designs that you have done, given a new design that you're coming up with, how much noise will be there, what kind of vibration will be there. So these are some of the things that are helping us reduce the overall time cycle. So coming back to the software-defined vehicle side, so it is primarily the ecosystem is that it is not that entirely we will be able to meet all the requirements. We have to have a complete partnership, and that is where he covered some of the partnerships that we have with ARM, with NXP, and with Amazon, with Intel, and so that will definitely help. I think there was a question related to quantum computing and how it is helping. So if you look at that side, it's basically as the vehicles become connected and as we go towards more of software-defined vehicles, you need computing power, which is much more than what is commercially that is available today, and that is where quantum computing comes in. And as these things become more and more commercially available, that will give us more compute power to do some of the activities in a more broader way and within the cost that is expected by the consumers who are finally going to consume this. That is what we have. So I hope, Mr. Bothra, that answers your question, but in case you need something more specific, you can, I'd suggest that maybe you can get in touch with, again, Vikrant, and he will help you to understand that side more in detail. But I think, in my view, I think that should suffice what we have talked about. I think Mr. Jamadar also had a question related to the client mix and what we do. We talked about it, Mr. Jamadar. I think we should be that should be fine. And Dr. Jamadar also had a question related to the past. I think that was addressed by Warren in his presentation, where he said that there was a significant drop from Q3 to Q4. And the best part, or what we are proud of, is that entire drop we were able to backfill through new deals, both from our existing customers as well as new customers. And at the end, we have shown growth. And there will be part of that transition is still going to happen in Q1. At the end of that, as I said, we will be primarily left with some amount of maintenance, because the two end-to-end vehicle SUV designs that we have done, those are completed, and the customers are more focusing on launching and selling those products. So, and as things grow, as things change, we will again see what additional business we can do from them. So, from a risk point of view, yes, it was a risk, and we have addressed that risk and fairly well, and we have been able to contain that drop off, and still, in spite of that, grow. And I think Dr. Jamadar also had a question of the client mix, which Mr. Majumdar also had, and I think I've covered that already. So I'll not get into it any further. Then question. Mr. Tiwari also had something similar, and the ranking that we have covered. I think he also had a question related to our previous fiscal year, and we have lagged behind our peers in terms of revenue growth and free cash flows. So, see, as far as our services business is concerned, yes, it's grown about 12.8%, and your observation is right. But at the same time, what you have to appreciate is we had a large decline in one of our large accounts, which is VinFast. We have been transparent enough, and we have talked about it. If you exclude that, then our growth is 30%, which is probably better than the peers as far as, or in the area that is expected. So we have, that shows that the company does have the processes, does have the capability to deliver in that as far as the industry is concerned. So we'll be continuously doing that going forward. As far as the outlook for the current financial year is concerned, I think that would be difficult to talk about it at this point in time, because we do not want to give any guidance as far as the future is concerned. But as far as color is concerned, that I have already provided when I talked about our future plans, growth, and things like that. And I think this is from a segment that will help us grow. I think if we look at that, there's a question from Mr. Tiwari, and I think this is again what I can say is the services segment is 78% of overall revenue. I think you wanted to know which segment, and so automotive definitely is going to grow. And coming forward, I think the kind of deals or pipeline that we already have, I think, and some of it we have touched. For example, the work that we have been doing with Airbus and some of the areas in the heavy machinery area. So all the segments we see that we will be growing. Now, there was a question related to the education segment, the win that we had in Telangana. Are we in touch with other state governments, and can we see similar deals in the future? The answer is, of course, yes. We are continuously in dialogue with various state governments. We are trying to get more and more deals in the education space from in the academia space as well. And we will definitely announce as and when we win more deals in this space. And there was a question related to how many clients we added as far as this financial year is concerned. The answer is in greater than 10 million category, we added 2, and greater than 5 million category, we added 4 clients in this financial year. Then I think there's a question related to overall geopolitical impact and the war, and whether it is having any impact on us. Well, see, no direct impact per se as far as we are concerned. We are seeing so far. But I think these things, as it will have, the energy prices will escalate, and this may have some impact going forward with our customers. And if they get impacted, then it will impact our business as well. But as of now, we are not seeing any such impact. and they're particularly, we are perfectly okay. And the deals that we are working on in the pipeline and everything else, and they are getting started as per plan. So we are not seeing any delays either. I think Mr. Tiwari asked about the risk related to global economic slowdown. I think this is what he talked about. Also, if you look at the ER&D industry, I think we remain positive because primarily there is a lot of transition that our customers are doing from conventional IC-based engines to more and more sustainable kind of products, both electric as well as hybrid. And that is where, as we discussed, your company has done 20 such vehicles from the conceptual to the final complete vehicle development. So we do have the capability and we do see good traction as far as the market is concerned. There's a question whether we are planning to list our stock outside India. The answer at this stage is no. There's some question related to whether the audit committee reviews transactions outside the balance sheet. The answer is we do not have anything off balance sheet arrangements. And there's a question, I think, that was asked related to what kind of notices, if any, that we have received from BSE, NSE, SEBI, etc. So from post-listing, we can say that there's been nothing that we have received, and from the regulators. I think there's a question that was asked. I think this is something that related to the goodwill that we have and the breakup. I think if you look at the breakup, there is primarily the acquisition that we have done over the past, before we went public over the past few years. The largest is the INCAT group, that is about 517 crores. Then the next comes is Cambridge Group, which is about 216 crores. Then the Ascenda, which is 25 crores, and TTUS, which has about 24 crores. So this is what is the breakup as far as the goodwill amount is concerned. And I think there was a question someone wanted to know about our D&O policy, and the answer is yes, we do have a cover it, and it's about 30 crores is what we have mentioned. And DTA and DTL related question that was asked, and I think page number 216, if you refer to, sir, it has all the details. You'll find the answers there. And I think someone asked about the primary challenges as far as the ESG is concerned. I think as far as our internally, I think it's building the culture of sustainability so that people are constantly doing activities or taking actions to ensure that we meet the sustainability parameters that we have worked out for ourselves. And from a customer point of view, I think it is in terms of there is a sufficient demand as far as the ESG space is concerned, and we are doing good work there. But from a primary challenge point of view, it's more of a culture-related challenges within the organization rather than anything else. That is what I would say. Thanks. Now, this is some of the other questions I think that we have is. So I think Mrs. Mascarana has asked, and Mr. Majumdar also asked about the BMW deal. I think he mentioned that this was, so it was mentioned to analysts, but some of the details have not been given to the shareholders. I think what has been given is some of the revenue that we will make from there will be difficult to say because that will get into future guidance, which we are not in a position to do. But the agreement details are a strategic agreement, and I think that Warren covered. I think Mr. Majumdar appreciated that as well. That and he said that this should have been provided earlier. And but we'll definitely take your suggestion, and we'll see what can be done going forward. But this is going to give us significant benefit, and because this is working in terms of in the spaces of software development vehicles, in the spaces of the digital transformation, and this will give us the necessary skill set. It will help us build the necessary competencies which we can take outside. So this is definitely going to be beneficial. The JV is not yet operational. I think that is what we have to be very clear about. And I think Mr. Majumdar also asked that it was said that in the second half of that will become operational, and we will get all the regulatory approvals. So at this stage, we'll have to wait for some of these approvals to come through, and we will update you as and when we get these approvals, and this will be shared in future once we get all these things done. But from an overall timeline point of view, I think we are pretty hopeful of the timeline that we have discussed so far. I think Mrs. Maskran had a question related to the dividend policy. So basically, we look at the kind of expectation that our shareholders have vis-a-vis the kind of chest that we need to keep for our organizational growth as well, for in terms of acquisition and everything else. And based on that, then we take a call as to what is the dividend that we need to declare. It's a discussion at the board level, and then the board discusses and arrives at this. And the dividend policy, if you look at it, is in our website. I think we have provided that, and that will give you some idea of what the policy is as far as dividend policy is concerned. I think Mr. Sahukar also had a question of how AI can be used for specialized people. I think, see, basically, as an organization, our focus has been using AI for our customers and ensuring that the kind of products that they are delivering or the processes that they have, efficiency that is expected, so that we are doing. But at the same time, for specialized people, by that I think what you mean is if we can help people with the different abilities. Those are the spaces where, in terms of CSR, I'm not at this stage. We have not done any specific work in that area from our company point of view. But we'll take your suggestions, sir, and if there is something that comes up in that space, any opportunity, we'll definitely look at it, and we will, as a part of our CSR, and we'll see what can be done. And if we get into that space and if we do something, as you said, it will be we will definitely get blessings from the people, and yes, we agree with that, and we'll see what can be done. Then I think cyber security, the work that you do, I think I have covered that already from Manoj Gupta. Mr. Gupta, I think I have answered most of it. I believe that you should be satisfied with the answers so far. I think Mrs. Mascarenas had asked about what exactly are we doing in the aerospace industry. So basically, our work is in the engineering as well as digital domains. It is related to the seating design, electrical and mechanical systems, installations, manufacturing industry, and the maintenance and repair, mostly the MRO area that we are working in the aerospace industry. Yes, and now I think Mr. Chopra had a question related to of our total business, what is international business versus India business? I think of the total revenue, if you see, 36% is India-based and 64% is international revenue. And Mr. Chopra also had a question related to why are there IEPF transfers and prior to our IPO, and do we not contact shareholders? So in this case, I think this is mostly driven by a regulatory process under Companies Act, and we do contact the shareholders and send reminders, but once the prescribed date expires, we have to transfer funds and shares to IEPF. And Mr. Majumdar had a very specific question related to Mexico liquidation status and why it is delayed. But well, basically, I think there are a few commercial receivables that we have, which we are rigorously following up and are hopeful to conclude soon, because and the application for liquidation has been filed and is pending for approval with Public Registry of Commerce in Mexico. And once these actions are completed, we should be able to close the Mexico operation. But yes, see, I think in any geography, setting up probably an organization or a company is easier than trying to close the operation down. That has been an experience in quite a few companies, and I think that is somehow the regulatory environment, the framework, and everything else comes in the way, and you have to abide by all these requirements. I think this is something that question that I was reading is related to. I think I've talked about it, where Mr. Majumdar was very categorical about the fact that more information is being shared with analysts rather than shareholders. And I think, see, whatever we share with the analysts in the quarterly calls, that we expect that it is widely circulated. It is available to all. And some of it is available with our annual results or quarterly results on our websites also. But we do appreciate your comments and suggestions that you have given. And we will definitely evaluate and see if there is an improvement that we need to do in our reporting to the shareholders in our annual reports and things like that. But some of the comments that you had related to what was presented in the call and the status vis-a-vis what we are doing now. Unfortunately, sir, we can't give you exact current status because this is a meeting of annual general meeting of previous fiscal. So the status is as of October, as of March 31st. So, but yes, there are a number of things that have happened over the period within this quarter. And I'm sure if you listen to our analyst calls on the day we declare our quarter one results, you will definitely understand the work that has gone on during this period regarding the deal pipeline. What Warren had mentioned that we are working on will be closing soon. I'm sure he will give you an update in that area. And as far as the BMW JV agreement is concerned, I'm sure he will cover that also. What is the progress that has happened during these 3 months? So some of these activities, since these are related to the current fiscal and current quarter, will come at that point in time. And I think you also had a very detailed observation related to our DSO. I think your comment is right. That I would also love to bring it down. And we have been consistently working on this aspect. I think Savita and her team have done a phenomenal work. And they have successfully reduced DSO to 86 days from 91 days of March 23. And this is very comparable to similar size organizations, but that does not mean we do not want to improve it further. Our endeavor is to improve it further. And our billed DSO has reduced by over 10 days from 82 to 72. I think that is a more correct reflection of the DSO where we stand. And our goal is again to see what other improvement that we can do. We very much understand that this is an important parameter to track and work accordingly. So just probably let me just quickly refer if there's anything else that is pending. But Mr. Majumdar also had a point related to standalone profit, which we covered. AI startups, I think you had a question. From a company point of view, we are not investing in startups. We ourselves are in a startup mode to say we are doing a lot of work and in this space and developing our own competencies, and we are doing partnership with our ecosystem so that we are able to address our customers' requirements. And Mexico, I think we have already discussed. I think a couple of you have expressed the desire that probably we need to do some sort of memento or something to the shareholders. I think that is we'll take suggestion, but it will be difficult to implement. So this is something that maybe what we can look at is how can we keep you more informed and things of that kind. And so that is something that our secretarial team will look at. But beyond that will be difficult. And but yes, questions that you're asking, the participation that you have in your suggestions, we do appreciate everything that you have been doing and helping your company grow. And we would request you to keep your faith and continuously participate and give us your suggestions. I think Mr. Kaushik also had something suggestion related to site visits and token of appreciation, etc. So I think he had also a request related to introduction to auditors. Mr. Kaushik, if you want, you can have a word with Vikrant, our company secretary, and he will see what help we can provide to you in that space. CSR from Mr. Chopra that we have covered. Okay, so I think yeah, with that, I think we have. I've looked through my notes, at least whatever I took, and I have addressed most of the questions in my notes. So thank you very much. So what we will do now is again get back to my. Yeah. So I'll now authorize Mr. Vikrant Gandhe, Company Secretary, to conduct the voting procedure and conclude the meeting. The e-voting facility will remain open for the next 15 minutes to enable members to cast their vote. And the results would be announced on or before June 23rd, 2024. And the same would be uploaded on the website of the company, BSE Limited, National Stock Exchange of India Limited, and NSDL. I thank the shareholders for attending the meeting and for their continued support and valuable suggestions. Please keep it up, sirs, all of you, and ma'am, and we'll definitely take the suggestions into consideration. And I would like to thank all the directors for being so patient and for being logged on to the meeting throughout. And some of the suggestions that have come through, I think as a team, we will definitely look at it, and in our next meeting, we'll see what can be done. So with your consent, I and the other board members would like to leave the meeting. I request all shareholders to stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.